battered by hand, and cooked to order to perfection. We don't have heat lamps, because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. This just in, Yankees lefty Max Fried pulled from today's start in the 7-0 loss in Baltimore after just 3 innings due to soreness in his pitching elbow. He'll be examined tomorrow and undergo imaging. This is a big night in Detroit as the Pistons host the Cavaliers in Game 5 of their second-round NBA playoff series, 7:30 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern ESPN. Despite the struggles of center Jalen Duren, he's still seen as an important part of Detroit's playoff rotation by Coach J.B. Bickerstaff. ESPN NBA reporter Jamal Collier.
It's about instilling confidence in guys. We know we're going to need Duren for the rest of this series, and he doesn't want to just go away from him because he's struggling. Points have been the big focus, but he wants Duren making the smart play, the right read on offense, being more ready.
Series is 2-2. It was back to practice today for Knicks forward OG Anunoby. After missing a week with a hamstring strain, Knicks are optimistic he'll be able to play in Game 1 of the East Finals. Islanders defenseman Matthew Schaefer, Calder Memorial Trophy winner as the NHL's Rookie of the Year, the first unanimous winner of that award in 33 years.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, we'll react to the NFL schedule release, and I'll tell you which early season matchup I'm most excited about. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Muse.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
That's not you, Muse. Paul. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. Oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yeah.
It's hump day.
Oh, wait. No. Wait. Muse. No. Did we see what happened today? Oh, I mean, it is like, Muse, it is a hump day.
It is a hump day.
However, today we have learned, Pepe Le Pew, when the Saints head to Gay Paris. How's my French accent, by the way?
It could use some work, I'm not going to lie.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Do we eat a croissant? No?
No, you sound like an American trying to do a French accent.
Nailed it.
Yep. If that's what you're going for, then you're crushing it.
All over it. We knew they were going. Now we know who they're playing. Saints, Steelers, Week 7, October 25th. And I got to thinking to myself, is there a greater contrast on the face of planet Earth than Saints fans and Steelers fans, maybe the most unrefined fans in the NFL? Much love to all of us. But like blue-collar Pittsburgh, blackout drunk New Orleans going to the most refined city in the world for a football game.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, who better than the unofficial mascot of New Orleans, Hold the Mayo, to share his insights here. Dev, what up, man?
From Napoleon Avenue to Napoleon Sarcophagus.
Let's go.
We headed to France.
Right out the chute. Hey, are you going?
I don't know, man. If I'm trying to lose a few pounds, for sure,
Dev.
going from eating gumbo to French onion soup. I don't know, man. I might.
Is French onion soup a real thing in France? Or is that something we came up with?
It is French onion soup. They got to have a lot of it out there. There's no way they don't.
How about like Saints fans doing a second line down the Champs-Élysées?
Yeah, they're not going to even know what that is. That's the thing. There's a lot. Look, nobody's really going to know what's going on. Saints fans or Steelers fans. You know, it's like for Saints fans, it's tough, man. It's you used to eating po' boys, but now you're going to be eating baguette sandwiches.
Baguette.
You going beignets, right?
Yeah.
No. How about a croissant? How about a croissant?
You got to say it like hey, do you do a French accent ever, or do you just flush that?
I took a French class in high school. It was first period, dude. I was selling snacks.
I remember I had PE first period one time. Anyway, I'm just thinking about, would Saints fans roll up into the Louvre? Like, are they going to check out the Mona Lisa?
They're going to do something dumb to the Mona Lisa. That's my prediction on that.
You remember that guy that threw like a bowl of spaghetti at it?
Oh, yeah. That's terrible.
Dev,
I
got this picture of like Saints fans going on a tour of like the Seine River and taking a leak like they're on Bourbon Street, just right off the side of the boat.
I think they're just going to be blown away by what the food's like, too. I mean, you got to figure. They're going to be pissed when they find out 12 snails cost 20 euros in France. You see eating crawfish.
Bro, do you think they would eat snails like crawfish? You think they'd be sitting there trying to like crack the tail?
That's a thing out there, though. I don't know. Do they?
I don't know.
I guess they do. They just suck the snail out the snail.
Devin, I'm going to ask you a question that I think I probably should know the answer. Have you never had escargot?
I actually have one time.
There you go.
Oh my God.
So you know how to eat escargot.
Oh, yeah. I called my parents after, dude. That was a big day. I'll never forget that. That was a big day at Luke in New Orleans. And, yeah, no, escargot's a thing out there. That's what I'm saying. Cholesterol levels are going down for any fan. Saints fans, Steelers fans, you know. Steel curtain to the French curtain, bro.
How do you think Saints fans would interact with French people? Because French people are notoriously rude to Americans. Like, what happens if a rude Frenchman like rolled up on you and was like, filthy American. Like, what would you do to a Frenchman that was rolling up on you?
Well, they're gonna realize real quick that I'm from down here, and I don't know a lick of French. I know how they say that they got French ties down here. I ain't never met a French person. I don't know a lick of French. So, to me, they're just gonna be talking. You know, I guess you could learn a few words, but how much could you learn? French seems hard, bro.
It'd be in their tone, though, Dev. And it is the French Quarter. Like, you don't think you'd be rolling through talking about the French Quarter? Walk around like you know you're well. Like the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, the St. Louis Cathedral, right there in New Orleans, in the French Quarter. There's a lot of commonalities. The Cabildo.
There really is.
The Cabildo.
No Bourbon.
Is the Cabildo?
No Bourbon Street, though.
Is the Cabildo French or is that Spanish? It sounds Spanish.
Sounds Spanish as hell.
Yeah, it does. You think they'll play Chapa style in the stadium?
Yeah, they'll love that. They'll love that. Dude, to be honest with you, I don't know what to expect. You know, just going to like a restaurant, what would you expect? What do they hunt out there? Do the French hunt?
I think
you know. What am I ordering? Grilled unicorn?
I'd probably take Jimmy Ott. Like, take Jimmy Ott.
Oh my God.
No, I'm serious. Jimmy's a foodie. So he and I went to it one year at SEC Media Days in Atlanta. He took me to a place called Bistro Nico. It was like a French restaurant in Atlanta. And he's ordering the coq au vin. And I mean, like, the whole menu was in French, and Jimmy was at home. Now, it was before he had his eye surgery, so he's like literally putting the flashlight on his phone so he could see the menu and all that stuff. But dude could like read the French menu. I mean, he was ordering all the stuff.
There's a lot of similarities, though. I will give you that. There is. There really is. When you really think about it, it's just a little different. You know, even with the Pittsburgh, it's like, what is it, the ketchup? Heinz 57?
Yeah.
Well, what is the drink out there? French 75. Dude.
Just flip the number. You know what? My wife loves a good French 75. She just recently discovered a French 75. Likes that a lot.
They'll get you fired up. They'll get you real fired up.
Dev, what kind of content would you do if you were in France for this game?
Oh, I'd definitely be going all over the restaurants, for sure. Just trying to see that's how I feel about any country, really. But yeah, I'd be all over the restaurant scene. I'd be looking for some caskets. You know, I'd probably go see Napoleon's. Where's that dude Jean Lafitte at? Somewhere out there.
Wait, was he buried in France or is he buried in New Orleans?
I'm not sure. I know he helped save New Orleans, though.
Did he?
We appreciate that, Gene. Yeah, Kellen's gonna have to run the Jean Lafitte suite.
Hey, wait a second. I don't know that history. I thought he was like a pirate, but he was like a good pirate. How did he save New Orleans? I don't know that story.
Well, he was a bad guy. He started out as just a bad guy pirate, right? And then he somehow got in cahoots with Andrew Jackson, and they saved New Orleans in Chalmette, dude, where I'm from.
Listen to my guy. Did you pay attention at Louisiana history or something like that?
Loved history.
I don't remember any.
Especially Louisiana history, yeah.
No, for sure. I had a relative that was hanged there in the French Quarter because he tore down, during the Civil War, he tore down the flag when the Union was, occupying New Orleans. And they hanged him. William Mumford. It's my grandfather's name, too, by the way. He's in, all the history books.
This is like a great relative?
Oh, yeah. He's like my fifth great-grandfather. Good thing he had a kid before he got hanged because, otherwise I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean?
And that's in the history books, you said. Nobody just left a message, huh?
No, dude's name is William Bruce Mumford. And my grandfather's name is William. And his brother, my great-uncle, is Bruce. So, yeah, it's like a family name, yeah, for sure. In the history books.
That's incredible.
But I didn't know the whole thing about Jean Lafitte. Or Jean Lafitte. Or Jean. Dev, we got to get you... Bro, we got to get you sponsored to go to this game on October the 25th. Somebody's got to step up and sponsor Hold the Mayo in Paris. For all of us. Seeing you in the Champs-Élysées, the Arc de Triomphe, the Luxembourg Gardens. Hell, get you to the actual Moulin Rouge. Devin Snow in Paris has got to happen.
Honestly, you gassing this up, I'm believing in it, though. I really do. I think that would be great. Now, here's the thing. I haven't flown in 10 years. How can I get there by boat? Right?
Wait, have you not flown just because you don't like to fly, or you just haven't had anywhere to go?
I've flown 30 times in my life. I just stopped. I don't know. Something happened in 2017, and I just never got. It was with Spirit Airlines, and I just never got back on the plane after that.
That's your problem, dog. What are you talking about, man? I don't think you're flying Spirit.
Dude, they couldn't find a pilot to fly the plane, bro. I was like, whoa.
Okay, well that's that's your fault, Dev. You booked a ticket on Spirit.
It just made me start thinking. I was like, damn, bro, they called 7 pilots and nobody wanted to come fly this plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, you booked a ticket with Spirit, Dev. That's the problem. You could. They're former military pilots that fly commercial airlines. You could do it super safely. You know what I mean? We got to make this happen. All right, this is a new mission for me. Hold the Mayo in Paris. You'll get your ass on a plane, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I'm going to hate it, but I'll just do it.
All right, any takers, who wants to, I need businesses out there to sponsor Hold the Mayo in Paris.
Do they even have beer out there, dude?
Hell yeah, they got beer. Are you kidding me? Yeah, they got beer. Now, I think the thing about some of those pubs, though, is that, the beer is warm. I don't know if you can find a cold beer.
Right, spit it right out, yeah.
That might be the problem. But that may be old wives' tale, Dev. I've never been to Paris. I don't know. Someone who's been to Paris, tell me. Can you get cold beer in Paris?
I think I'd have the time of my life, to be honest.
Right.
I really do.
Dev, you'd have the time of your life if I sent you to the moon, bro. You would just – that's why people love you, man. All right.
Too true, man. I'd have the time of my life in Montana.
Hey, man, you can have a good time in Montana. Bring some whiskey, hang out, listen to the coyotes howl or whatever howls in Montana. Watch the bison run. That's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
That is nice.
Yeah.
You laid that out great.
See? Are you excited about it now?
Yeah, no, I'm pumped, man. Let's make it happen. Mayo to Paris. Sounds good, too.
I love
Mayo
this
to Paris.
There's no way the New Orleans Saints should play the first ever NFL game in Paris without Devin Snow, a.k.a. Holden Mayo, in attendance. You got to have your ass in Paris that whole week. I need you at the Louvre. I need you on the Champs-Élysées. I need you at the top of the Eiffel Tower. I need you at the Cathedral of Notre Dame. I need you at Luxembourg Gardens. I need you taking a tour of the Seine River. I need you all over the place in Paris.
That's a lot, dude. I love it, dude. I really do.
Taylor Calandro texted me. He said, Jesus, there's cold beer in Paris. Laughing face emoji. So there you go. We sound like idiots. But no, he's a guy he would know. Taylor travels all over the world, and he's a wine and spirits guy, so he would know. So good. All right, we got you.
Taylor's the type of guy he'd just read an almanac just to let time go by.
I don't think Taylor's really reading an almanac. All right, I got to run, but listen. Keep your calendar clear for that week because I'm gonna find some way to get that sponsored and get Hold the Mayo in Paris. We're doing this.
Let's do it, man. I'm going to get a French hat just to, start the whole process. And I figure, I'll be ready.
A beret. How about Devin Snow in a beret smoking a cigarette with one of the long cigarette holders? God, that would be so good. All right, dude. Thanks for the time. We'll catch you.
All right, I'll see y'all.
Later, bud. That's Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo. You'll get him on all the socials. Get him on YouTube. Get him everywhere. I'm so excited about that. We got to get Dev to Paris. All right, we'll brainstorm. If you got ideas about how we can get Devin Snow to Paris, hit me up. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Visit yourgoodwood.com for Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Remember, hormone replacement therapy. Yes, they do ED treatments as well. Peptides. They got it all for you at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Help you feel better. One of the things, I was actually over there yesterday. One of the things that I'm hearing so much, I'm very glad to hear this, by the way. A lot of men that are currently on HRT at another clinic are switching. And there's one in particular that's the most egregious offender. And if you know what it is, you know what it is. But a lot of clinics, or there's some clinics that charge membership fees. They overcharge for the actual hormone therapy. And, by the way, Goodwood, lowest prices, never any contracts. You don't pay a membership fee. And also, when you go get your blood labs every 6 months, they pick up that cost. So why wouldn't you switch? Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Raising Cane's Texas Toast is a thick slice of bread, garlic butter spread, grilled to golden perfection, and made to order just for you. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
In the interview Lane Kiffin did with, with Wilson Alexander earlier this week, it was interesting that the thing that stood out most to me was Lane saying, effectively acknowledging that year one, Ole Miss might be better than LSU, but this wasn't a one-year stop. It was a 2, 3, 4, and the long tail it'll be better. I don't know that there's a lot of people around here who are going to have that degree of patience. Brad Crawford, good enough to join us, CBS Sports college football writer. Yo, man, good to have you as always. How are you?
Hey, man, good to hear from you. You know, while I do agree with Lane that maybe Ole Miss is going to be irrelevant after the 2026 season, I'm with you, man. I don't think a 9-3 finish, 8-4 finish for LSU is going to appease the natives there.
So much of that, Brad, is just the investment.
Yeah.
Right. The roster that's north of $40 million, and I have no problem saying that they spent more than $40 million on this roster. What do you think should be a realistic goal year one for Lane Kiffin?
I've got LSU as my 9 seed making the playoff as one of the SEC's 4 best teams. I think being in that elite tier of the conference is maybe too optimistic, but if you ask Lane Kiffin behind closed doors, maybe not on the record, I think he would tell you that he believes he has a 2 deep that's good enough to get to the playoff. He's going to need to win that game against Ole Miss, obviously, early in the season. That's probably a swing game. The loser of that, I don't think, makes the CFP this season. But, I mean, if Lane really does plan on having this, multi-year type rebuild, then that means everybody he signed, like you said, for $40 million plus, that doesn't pass the eye test. And I argue that it does. Sam Levitt, he's a great fit in this Kiffin scheme. You go and pay $4 million for a starting tackle in Jordan Seaton, who's probably going to be a top 10 pick. And then defensively, you got some key guys back as well as some portal additions. So I think LSU, man, could win it all this season.
Brad, where do you rank Levitt among SEC quarterbacks?
I've got him number 2 behind Trinidad Chambliss. Now that's kind of the glass half full approach. I think there's some other guys. Arch Manning. I'd probably have Sam Levitt 3 actually, with Chambliss 1, Arch Manning 2. I really enjoyed and liked what Arch Manning did those final 6 starts. Looked very good in the bowl game. Kind of figured out Steve Sarkisian's offense. But Levitt's a guy that obviously he dealt with that Liz Frank injury. We think he's going to be 100% when fall camp starts. I think he just was sort of sitting out spring practice as a insurance policy, because when you invest that much into a quarterback, you've got to have him 100% for fall camp. And, he's going to be the straw that stirs this thing for the Tigers, and he's going to have some help in the backfield, too, with Harlan Berry and Caden Durham and some of those guys.
If Levitt is not 100%,
then I'm worried. Yeah.
How far? Like, where do you think then that dings LSU? How far?
Maybe an extra loss or 2. I think Sam Levitt, if he's healthy, LSU is at worst 10-2 this season. And that's with, a very good defense. I like the pass rusher they got from Ole Miss. Obviously, had a bunch of offers. T.J. Daughtry's going to wear a green dot, and he has the last 2 years with the Rebels now in Baton Rouge. So, but if Sam Levitt is not a, dual threat, really top 10 player nationally at that position, then you start getting into that 8-4 or maybe the dreaded 7-5 range. But for for LSU to finish 7-5, the Tigers would basically go 0-5 against, the top 20 teams they're playing this season.
Brad Crawford's with us from CBS Sports 24/7. Well, you want to get his stuff there. He's got a SEC spring reactions and overreactions. Brad, why are you so bullish on LSU this year?
I think it's the roster and the fact that, Ole Miss has got 9 new starters on defense. Alabama has more questions right now coming out of spring practice than answers. I mean, Kalen DeBoer swears to everybody that this program in Tuscaloosa is going to have a more physicality mindset, but that's never been Kalen DeBoer's MO. And it's hard to change that in one off season when you didn't really sign a bunch of guys in the portal who, sort of define that physicality standard. So I just think that this window right now is already open for Lane Kiffin. I like how the schedule sets up. I know it's difficult, but it's not as hard as what Texas faces, not as hard as what Oklahoma faces or Ohio State. So LSU is just one of those teams that I think is among those 8 to 10 capable of being the last team standing in late January.
Who are the other? I know you said Texas. Who are the other playoff teams that you would project from the SEC?
Yeah, Texas is not my overall 1 seed. I've got Miami as my preseason number 1. I was actually the only guy at CBS when we had our, numbered heads together here recently that has Miami 1. I love what Cristobal has done this offseason with the roster. But I think Texas, Steve Sarkisian calls this his best roster. That's saying a lot because he's had a ton of first-round picks there with the Longhorns. But I'm in agreement. Colin Simmons is the best defensive player in the country. I think he's going to have a 12 to 15 sack season. And then I think the 2 seed, despite some of those draft losses, is likely Georgia out of the SEC. I mean, every year we think Kirby Smart is taking the foot off the gas a little bit in recruiting because he's not, flexing NIL muscles the way Lane Kiffin and Oregon and Dan Lanning and some of those coaches do. But every year, man, in early December, Georgia plays in Atlanta, and I don't see anything changing this fall.
Is Bama your third?
No, I think Bama's out of the playoff. I haven't taken Bama as a preseason playoff team in probably 4 years. I was surprised Bama got there last year, to be honest with you. And I just think with 3 new offensive line starters, really no-name receivers outside of Ryan Williams returning, and then, beyond the elite secondary, there's some issues I have with Alabama up front. It would not surprise me, man, if LSU is a 8 to 9.5 point favorite in that game in November.
You and I agree on Bama. I've been shouting that since quite literally the moment Nick Saban retired. The regression was going to happen. So Texas, Georgia, LSU. Who's the fourth?
I think it's going to be either Ole Miss or Texas A&M. That's one of those teams is going to be that fourth playoff team. I really only think Texas, Georgia, and LSU were the national title contenders. At the SEC. Ole Miss lost too much defensively, including its 2 best players to Lane Kiffin, to warrant a high seed.
What about just the just losing Kiffin and the offensive staff? The impact that may have on Ole Miss.
If I'm Pete Golding, I'm telling Trinidad Chambliss, we're paying you $5 million for a reason. Go out there and make plays, and whenever we don't ask you to throw, just give it to Keywan and let him get 1,500 yards. I mean, they have arguably the best quarterback-running back combo, 1-2 punch, in my opinion, in college football. Maybe if Ohio State had a guy in the backfield, it'd be the Buckeyes. But Ole Miss is right now a 2-player program. And I just don't think beyond 2026, Pete Golding is going to be able to have these 9 and 10 win seasons that Lane Kiffin was able to sustain in Oxford. We saw it a few years ago at Florida State, man. Mike Norvell reloaded through the portal, went 13-1. In the last couple of years, he tried to do the same thing, and just the evaluations and quality of players in the portal haven't been there for the Noles. And I think we're going to see a similar tailspin beyond this fall in Oxford.
At B Crawford 247 is where you can get him. Brad Crawford, CBS Sports. Who coming out of spring, Brad? Last one. Are we not talking enough? Which school are we not talking enough about?
In the SEC or national?
Both.
I'm going with Miami. Miami was preseason number 7 at CBS in our post-spring rankings, but everything I'm hearing out of Coral Gables, man, Mario Cristobal is not worried at all about the couple starters he lost on the O-line. I think Darian Minster, the Duke quarterback, he's a better fit in Shannon Dawson's offense than Carson Beck and even Cam Ward were, and both those guys had great years. I asked Shannon Dawson back in January after the title game. I covered that one, and I just asked him, based on this quarterback signing, whoever you guys are going to get, where is the ceiling for this team? And he said, as long as we get Malachi Toney and Mark Fletcher, some of those guys back, we're going to win it all next year. And they're my preseason number one for a reason. I think one team, too, that maybe is a little bit over-touted heading in is Notre Dame. Several coworkers have had the Irish as their preseason number one, but you just don't lose 2 first-round running backs and replace those guys in a singular cycle. And if Notre Dame's schedule was not, cupcake easy beyond a game against Miami in November, I think the Irish would win, 9 games. But since it is easy, I certainly see why Notre Dame is a preseason playoff threat.
Yeah. You can't win the championship if you don't get in, and if you play an agreeable schedule, you can certainly get in. So you said Miami. What about in the SEC? Who's someone in the SEC we're not talking enough about?
Kentucky. I don't think Kentucky's a contender by any means, but it would not shock me if the Wildcats, go from 3 wins to maybe 7 this season. I think they're going to get South Carolina early in the season, like Will Stein a lot. And, man, outside of Texas and LSU and Ole Miss, I think Kentucky spent more money than most of those mid to bottom tier teams in the conference. I mean, they really things panned out well roster-wise for Will Stein, and he loves Kenny Minchey, the backup quarterback at Notre Dame last year, who just about unseated C.J. Carr for that job. So I think Kentucky moving forward, that will be a team this offseason that I go ahead and buy stock in at a super low price.
LSU plays in Lexington in October. It's always a fun trip to go up there. Sneaky, but you might be right on the Wildcats. Brad Crawford, CBS Sports. He's at B Crawford 24/7 if you want to give him a follow. We appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time.
Hey, good to hear from you, man.
Always. It's After Further Review, brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. Storm season's just about here, y'all. June 1 is the official start of hurricane season. It's almost here. Make sure you get that free, no-obligation roofing inspection. We'd love to help you out. ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. Roof repairs, roof replacements, gutters, soft wash, commercial, residential, do it all. And we're here. We're local. ParrishBuilt.com. Hey, we had awful weather last Friday, Saturday, and then, of course, on Monday of this week as well. If you had any leaks, water intrusion, think you might, you're not sure, you see granules on the floor, look at your downspouts of your gutters. If you see granules there coming out of your downspouts after a rain, pretty good indication that maybe you're having some wear and tear on those shingles. We should probably get up there and take a look. Let us help you out, ParrishBuilt.com, ParrishBuilt.com. Do business with someone you know, Parrish Construction and Roofing, voted by you the best roofing company and the best of Baton Rouge, ParrishBuilt.com. All right, it's After Further Review. Hump Day Show is brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. We'll knock out a quick break, go around the SEC. Taylor Calandro will join us in 15 minutes. Jay Johnson met with reporters earlier today. Might have a change to the pitching rotation this weekend. We'll get to that here in about a half an hour from right now. Scott Shanle next hour. Ton to do. Glad you're here. It's AFR.
AFR.
GLO. GlowResources.com. GlowResources.com, GlowResources.com. At Glow Resources, they're fond of saying we are complete employer solutions because at Glow Resources, they work for you, the business owner. Very often say that. It's they're not a temp staffing agency. They're finding permanent solutions to help you, the business owner, the hiring manager, the HR manager, the vice president, the operations manager, to help you find those permanent solutions. And listen, it's every industry. If you go look at Glow Resources and the industries they serve, it's quite literally every industry. Industrial, manufacturing, construction, the skilled trades, marine, energy, warehouse, logistics, administrative, clerical, accounting, finance, customer service, doesn't matter. Like all industries, Glow Resources can help you find the people to make your business more efficient. So if you're hiring and you need the right people, Glow Resources can help. GLO, GlowResources.com.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for a little cha-ching. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Citizens Bank and Trust are giving you a chance to win $5,000 cash with the Spring Cha-Ching Sweepstakes. Head to 1045ESPN.com and get registered today for your chance to win $5,000. It's quick, it's easy, and someone is going to walk away with some serious spring spending money. The Spring Cha-Ching Sweepstakes, presented by Citizens Bank and Trust, 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
The Collegiate Sports Commission, they won their first major arbitration battle. An arbiter upheld their decision to deny a set of deals involving Nebraska football players. There was 18 football players from Playfly Sports. Of course, that's the LSU's partner through NILSU Max. And it was millions of dollars in payments to these 18 players. And so I'll be fascinated to see what Nebraska does in turn. As I understand it, when these NIL deals go to the CSC, and by the way, if you're not familiar, I'll try to oversimplify this. This is the true third-party NIL, right? You have to actually show market value. You can't just say, I'm going to do a $5 million deal with this player and he's going to do one Instagram post. Like that, it has to be market value. So you put together the NIL deal, you submit it to the CSC for approval. If it's rejected, it's initially sent back. You have 5-7 days, something like that, to edit it and then resubmit, at which point it's either thumbs up or thumbs down. So in this situation, Nebraska clearly still had the thumbs down. It went to an arbiter independently, and the arbiter upheld the CSC's ruling. So there are those instances. And I think what is important to note, just from an LSU perspective, that's primarily what we talk about here, is LSU has done a ton of due diligence from the onset of the third-party NIL to make sure they are appropriately submitting these deals to get them approved. Remember, we talked about it when Nike chose to do that. They launched their program with LSU's athletes. It's because LSU had really worked hard to put those systems in place to make sure that there was fair market value throughout all these deals. So it's something worth watching to see not only if there continue to be deals that aren't approved. If those deals aren't approved, remember, you can't sign an athlete guaranteeing them third-party NIL. You can only say, I'll do my best to get you what I think is your value of X. Now, in revenue share, you can give them that money, whatever that number is. Like, if LSU wants to give Sam Levitt $5 million out of the revenue share, by the way, I don't know if that's the number, just to be very clear. But if LSU wanted to just give Sam Levitt $5 million out of the revenue share, they could guarantee that in the contract. But with NIL, it's got to be market value. So if you aren't able, if a school isn't able to deliver the third-party NIL deals it promised or thought it could get for these student athletes, does that word start to spread? Does that then make it more difficult for some of these schools to recruit those third-party athletes? Just something to follow as that moves along. But it's a big win for the CSC as an independent arbiter ruled in favor of the CSC and against Nebraska and those 18 players, the $1 million of deals. All right, it's after further review. Millions of dollars. You could buy a lot at Lee Michaels. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, lmfj.com. lmfj.com. Graduation time, high school, college, got a graduate on your list? Man, you always get great graduation gift options at Lee Michaels. Any of their 9 locations, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, always online at lmfj.com. Timeless, elegant pearls, a great graduation gift. Maybe a beautiful watch. So many different options. Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry has tons of options for the graduate in your life, on your list. Shop them online at lmfj.com. lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, it's after further review. Do it every day, but this time, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Missouri Tigers.
Good news that Ahmad Hardy, running back who had been shot in the leg, has been discharged from a Mississippi hospital. Of course, was a Doak Walker finalist this past year, led the SEC in rushing. Was shot over the weekend in the leg while attending an outdoor concert. Good news is he's out. The injury's not thought to be career-threatening. Eli Drinkwitz said we'll take it day by day. Good news, Ahmad Hardy's out of the hospital.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Punter Connor Smith is going to miss the 2026 season due to injury. Ryan Silverfield disclosing that during an appearance in Fayetteville. Smith missed all of spring practice. Again, the injury was not disclosed. But redshirt freshman Gavin Rush, a.k.a. G. Rush, like Gordy Rush, but not. Gavin Rush. It's Gordy's twin brother. What?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's his twin brother.
No, I think there's a pretty big age difference there. Unfortunately,
doesn't matter.
For them to be twins, yes, it does.
Like Scott Bakula in Unnecessary Roughness or Necessary Roughness. When he went back to school as a 40-year-old.
That doesn't mean he's the same. He could be a twin.
Yeah. He's 57. He's going back to school. Gavin Rush. It's Gordy's twin.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
You don't know. Don't hit that drop. I wasn't ready to move on. I'm talking about Gordy's twin brother Gavin.
It's not him.
His twin brother Gavin.
No.
He's 57. Punting for Arkansas this year. All right, hit it.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
2027 linebacker Tamoris Campbell is committed to Georgia, 6'2", 210. He's out of Miami, 7th member of Georgia's class. Picked the Dogs over Nebraska, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Florida State, and others. He's the nation's number 901 prospect. 79th best linebacker in the country. Not exactly what you typically see at Georgia.
The Tennessee Volunteers.
I'll drop my paper. Josh Elander updated Landon Mack's status for Tennessee's series against Oklahoma. The pitcher is day-to-day with general arm soreness. Missed his start against Texas on Sunday. No major updates right now from Elander on Mack, who's 4-4 with a 4.67 ERA.
Texas A&M!
And Michael Early confirmed Aiden Sims will not be available this weekend for Texas A&M against Mississippi State. Quote, had some tightness, needs some rest, need to make sure he's ready to go for the long haul. Sims has thrown 68 innings for the Aggies this season. Aggies need a series win over State to solidify a top 8 national seed. There you have it. That is Around the SEC. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. By the way, they will waive the consult fee over at Goodwood for all military first responders. You need to have your an acceptable ID, an official ID. But if you're a first responder, Goodwood, free office visits for first responders, police, firefighters, military. Get on and see them. Treatments for ED, low T, peptides we talk about all the time. Yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, we'll wrap up hour number 1. Taylor Calandro will be here for Bourbon Dictionary. Stick around. It's AFR.
After further review.
Clegg's Nursery, 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area. Been doing it for 60 years, man. That's awesome. 6 decades. Always encourage you to buy local and shop local. Bypass the big box stores. With the weather getting beautiful right now after the rains have subsided, 84 and sunny, you want to go get out in your garden? Great. Go to Clegg's. Not only just for all your beautiful flowers and blooms, but everything you need to keep the unwanted pests away. Maybe it's weeds, weed grass, maybe it's ants or mosquitoes, whatever it may be, they can help you out at Clegg's Nursery. So bypass the big box stores and support a great local business that supported our community for more than 60 years. Segan Air Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. It's Clegg's Nursery. So buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in when you go see our friends at Clegg's Nursery.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
Every ounce of Raising Cane's lemonade has been hand-squeezed that day from fresh lemons before being served over our signature crushed ice. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
after further review. Presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. They're the gang with the slang.
Keep it 100. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is Bourbon Dictionary with Matt Moscona and Taylor Calandro.
I don't understand.
So Aaron texted and said, it's in reference to our convo with Devin Snow, a.k.a. Holden Mayo, earlier. Said Jean Lafitte told the British he'd give them passage through the swamp, showed them the way to New Orleans, said he slaughtered them. That's the short version. What a badass.
The old bait and switch. Look at that.
Just killed everybody. Pirates, man. You can't trust a pirate.
Nope.
Can't do it. Taylor, what up, dude?
How it happened back then, man. That's just how it still happens. That's how it happens now. But
I don't know. I don't know that there's a lot of pirates out there right now. Are there?
Oh, sure, man.
No, not in New Orleans.
Oh, no, not New Orleans.
I mean, those waters right there. It's way
Orleans.
way too public. Those waterways right there and all that stuff. Right there by the
man,
French Quarter.
That Paris conversation was, it was tough.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, just some of the references and things. But I've been there, so it's just like.
Oh, you're one of those snooty a-holes then. Why don't you just go move to France then, you jerk?
We've talked about it, man.
Good. Go do it then. We don't need you here.
Yeah. No, it was all good, man. That's exciting that the Saints are going there. That's one of my favorite places in the world. It is a fantastic city, regardless of what anybody says. So
no, it's terrible the Saints are going there. We lose a home game in the Dome, so they go play it in Stade Franco Paris, whatever the hell it's called. It's stupid. You take all the economics away from New Orleans and move it to Paris. That's dumb.
From a fan's point of view in the United States, it makes zero sense. But hey, it is what it is, man.
Whatever.
They try to force soccer on us over here, so you got to do it over there.
It's
return the favor.
It's taken hold for a lot of people here. Anyway.
For sure, it's huge.
What's going on? What's new?
PGA Championship is this week. Golf. PGA Championship of Golf.
Yeah.
At Aronimink, and Elijah Craig is the official bourbon of the PGA Championship the last few years, or of the PGA Tour, I think, too. But last few years, they've done a commemorative bourbon for the PGA Championship. They did Valhalla. I can't remember where they were last year. Was Valhalla last year? I can't remember. Anyway,
I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Yeah, I know. Scotty got arrested at Valhalla. I just can't remember if that was last year or whatever.
Oh, no, that's been a minute.
It was a year or two ago. It wasn't that long ago. Regardless, they do a commemorative bourbon for the PGA Tour, or for the PGA Championship every year, and we just got it. This year it's 108 proof for the 108th PGA Championship. Other than that, it's just Elijah Craig. It's 108 proof. I haven't tried it. It's $40. But it's cool. I have the first couple bottles. I'm not a big collector of things, but I love golf, so that's one of the few bourbon things that I do collect is golf-related bourbon items.
Anyway. There, if you're watching, there's the label of it. Yeah, I got a bottle of it last year. It comes in like the blue box as well.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool. It's pretty cool commemorative if you're in that.
Yeah, I mean, the liquid itself is not going to knock your socks off, but
yeah, it's what it is.
Like I said, for golfers, it's one of my things. So, anyway.
All right, let's get to some questions. Alex said, "Hey Taylor, what happened to the 2026 allocations?"
They were very light, and I think we're just holding on to them for this year.
Okay, so no raffle this year.
Very light. No.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Very light.
Clayton said, ask Taylor, do you carry any Cristalino tequila?
Yes, Cristalino it's generally Reposado. But they do have Añejo Cristalino. Most expressions are a little bit younger, but anyway, it's a Reposado or Añejo run through a filter, charcoal filter, to remove the color from the liquid. It kind of some of them are very good. They drink like aged tequila, but they're clear. But what was the question about them? Sorry, I went off on a tangent.
Just if you had it, if you sold it.
Oh yeah. We've got several different Cristalinos.
One,
I mean, most tequila houses make a Cristalino, and generally they're pretty good. I mean, they can run up a little bit, but there's some good reasonably priced Cristalinos out there.
Craig said, "Did you see the line this morning at Buffalo Trace? They released the E.H. Taylor 4-grain. I haven't seen. I heard that. I haven't seen an E.H. Taylor 4-grain in 5 years, maybe longer than that. I did hear they released it again, which is awesome. So if anybody sees it, snag me one.
That's makes me feel good about bourbon if there's still lines forming. I mean, I know there's still lines forming for stuff like that, but I thought that was all done with.
All right, we gotta go. We gotta go.
See you, man.
See you, Taylor Calandro from Calandro's. Get on by and see him. All right, hour 2 coming up right after SportsCenter. Jay Johnson making some changes to his pitching rotation. We'll talk about it. AFR.
After further review.
Right about Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Hey, a couple things to remind you about. We're getting into summer and storm season. 2 times a year where it's particularly important to remind you about Relief Windows. Summer, of course, it's super hot. So when you install their energy-efficient windows, remember it's going to lower your energy bills because it's going to reduce or eliminate those costly air leaks. And when you install these energy-efficient windows, like they do this test where you can see they'll put a thermometer under a regular glass pane window in their energy-efficient window. And so you can see the temperature difference between the two. So it's literally going to keep your rooms more energy efficient, climate controlled. And then also they've got the Impact Force windows, Cat 5 approved in Miami-Dade County. So you want to add an extra layer of security to your home? Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, shutters, and shades. Relief Windows.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
If your office is experiencing performance
performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Raising Cane's Texas Toast is a thick slice of bread, garlic butter spread, grilled to golden perfection, and made to order just for you. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Yankees lefty Max Fried pulled from today's start in the 7-0 loss in Baltimore after just 3 innings due to soreness in his pitching elbow. He'll be examined tomorrow and undergo imaging. Cavaliers and Pistons continue their second-round NBA playoff series with a pivotal Game 5 in Detroit tonight. Teams tied at 2 games apiece, 7:30 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Knicks forward OG Anunoby returned to practice today. New York's feeling pretty good about its chances of having him on the floor for the Eastern Conference Finals opener versus Detroit or Cleveland, explains ESPN NBA insider Shams Charania.
There's an expectation that he will be able to play in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Barring any setbacks, there's optimism for his status for Game 1. He's been evaluated on a daily basis. The Knicks are gradually bringing him back, including him in basketball activities.
Islanders defenseman Matthew Schaefer won the Calder Memorial Trophy as the NHL's Rookie of the Year. Avalanche can move on to the NHL's West Final with a win versus the Wild in Game 5 of their second-round series tonight.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy. Coming up Thursday, we'll react to the NFL schedule release, and I'll tell you which early season matchup I'm most excited about. It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane's studio.
That's right.
Spikes your insulin and then you crash. That's what happened?
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm fine.
You don't look fine.
I'm fine.
Paul, does he seem fine? He seems fine to me.
Not at all, no.
He seems fine. Hour 2 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR. Presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Hey, Will.
Hey, bud.
Our bud. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
So, attaboy. Hey. Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Scott Shanle in about 13 minutes from right now. I want to talk to Scott about the schedule release. I think the schedule release is a big deal. I'm not going to harp on it too much. We'll see Thursday night when the whole thing is out, what it looks like. But I do think, I say it all the time in every sport, not just who you play, but when and where you play them. That matters, particularly in football. For many years with Saints, with Sean Payton, Drew Brees, they slung it around the yard. They're a dome team. Play Atlanta twice a year, obviously, or Atlanta in a dome. When you were going to go on the road in November, December in cold weather environments, like that mattered, right? Where your bye is matters. I think a lot of those that when do you play Monday Night Football? Do you play on the road on Thursday Night Football? It's a short week. Do you travel after Thursday Night Football? Or are you traveling before Thursday Night Football? Because then you have an even shorter week. Like, all that stuff matters. I think it does. And for a league where everything is played in the margins, because there's just such a slim, it's the old any given Sunday cliche, but it's true. The margins in the NFL are so slim that things like that I think do matter. So I'm interested, but we'll get a player's perspective. Scott Shanle will be here in a little more than 10 minutes from right now. It's after further review. Glad you're aboard with us here. So the final weekend of SEC baseball, the SEC baseball regular season is upon us. It'll start Thursday. Everyone in the league, if you're not familiar, plays Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the final weekend because the SEC tournament starts on Tuesday. So LSU and Florida have released their pitching matchups. And there's a very interesting change for Jay Johnson this weekend. He is not listed a Game 1 starter. Game 2 will be Marcos Paz on Friday, and Game 3 will be Zach Cowan on Saturday. So there's two notable omissions there. There's no Casey Evans, there's no William Schmidt. And I think there's a pretty obvious path here what Jay is lining up. But he was asked when he met with reporters, Jay was on Wednesday, about Evans' status. Remember, Evans had missed 2 starts. He returned to pitch Sunday, didn't make it out of the second, but here was Jay on Casey Evans.
Yeah, he felt good. Responded well, available at any points this weekend. And that was big that he recovered well from it.
So that's great news. The great news, we knew there was nothing structural. He recovered well. Whatever that little soreness that he has or that discomfort apparently is gone. He's available in whatever capacity this weekend. That's fantastic news. Do you pitch him Game 1? Do you pitch him in relief? Don't know. We'll see how that all plays out. Jay was also asked the expectations for Evans against Florida.
He'll definitely pitch. In the volume and capacity is still kind of being looked at with that, but he'll pitch this weekend.
So Evans will pitch. We still don't know who will take the ball on Friday, or excuse me, on Thursday, where the most obvious answer would be William Schmidt, unless Jay Johnson realizes what you and I and everybody realize, which is that you got to go win the SEC tournament. Well, you can't win the SEC tournament single elimination without winning the first day. Well, who's going to give you the best opportunity to win the first day? Well, that's going to be William Schmidt. Well, if William Schmidt pitches this weekend, then he can't pitch on Tuesday. That, to me, seems like the most obvious path that they're following here. Jay was asked if he's using this weekend to set up the SEC tournament in Hoover.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think that's our opportunity is Hoover. With that being said, it's last home weekend, for a lot of guys. Going to get everything we have tomorrow, against one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher in the country. So it's a good opportunity for guys, and focus on this with an eye on that is the best way I would say that.
So Aiden King is who he's talking about, sophomore righty from Florida. His line on the year is really good. He's 7-2 with a 2.19 ERA. He's thrown 74 innings, 77 strikeouts to just 16 walks. Let me say that again slowly. In 74 innings pitched, Aiden King has walked just 16 hitters. He's really good. So after that, it's Liam Peterson, who LSU should be familiar with, and then Russell Sandiford in Game 3 for Florida. So the Gators have their rotation set up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and LSU will throw Paz in Game 2 on Friday, Cowan Game 3 on Saturday, and Lee Friday TBA. So I'm perfectly fine if they start Casey Evans on Friday and whole staff it to get through it. This Jay's right. It's the final home weekend for a lot of guys, certainly for the seniors, and there's going to be some players, maybe Derek Curiel, Milam, some guys that that this is very likely to be the end for them, their last opportunity to play at the box. And maybe it's one of those things where he gives some veteran guys the opportunity to get out there and pitch. Grant Fontenot as a senior comes to mind. I'd love to see him get out. I'm sure he'll pitch at some point this weekend, but there's an opportunity. But he knows Jake gets it. I mean, this team has got to go win the SEC tournament to make it to a regional. It's single elimination. You can't win the tournament if you don't win Game 1. So who gives you the best chance to win Game 1? It's William Schmidt. My guess is that's what he's going to hold Schmidt for Tuesday in Hoover, and then from there, see who's available and just go from there to see how you can make it through and just try to keep finding a way to survive in advance, win games, stack days, and maybe pull off a miracle. It's highly unlikely. I do not think that'll happen. I think LSU will play their 3 games this weekend. Maybe they go win Tuesday in Hoover behind William Schmidt if that's what they choose to do. Maybe they win a couple. Maybe they win 3 games in Hoover. Who knows? But to think you're going to go play 6 games in 6 days is just not a realistic thing in college baseball, especially for a team that has struggled so mightily on the mound like LSU has this year. You're just not built with enough arms to be able to do that. So Tigers and Gators game 1 is Thursday out at Alec Box Stadium. It's 6:30 Thursday, 6:30 Friday, and then Saturday will be at 2 o'clock first pitch to wrap up the regular season. The Tigers will turn their attention to the SEC tournament. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Rouse's, official supermarket of the Saints. Rouses.com. Speaking of the Saints, Scott Shanle is going to be here in just a smidge. Love telling you about our friends over at Rouse's because, man, one of the things that stands out so much to me every time I talk to Donnie or Marcy or any of my friends over there, Tim, any of my friends at Rouse's, is how much they commit to being local and sourcing local when they can. Like if you look at the Rouse's branded products, for example, it's the red R with circle around it logo. If you find a Rouse's branded product, they go to such great lengths to source locally with local ingredients and local products and local vendors every chance they get. They're just awesome, man. They've been around for 100 years at Rouse's. You need to go do your grocery shopping, go to Rouse's. You need dinner for the family, go to Rouse's. They still got live in Louisiana boiled crawfish. As long as crawfish season lasts, they got you over at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the Saints. Rouses.com. Rouse's. This feels like home. All right, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Remember, you can always email us, tweet us, or text the show. You can text me, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Or you can text the station, which everyone sees. All of our shows have their own text line or access to the text line so they can see it all throughout the day at 225-499-1045, 499-1045. So you can text the station text line, 225-499-1045. Also worth noting, over at LouisianaSports.net, if we ever have breaking news, we do text those who opt in for the breaking news text. I'm not going to spam you, but it's if there's a breaking news story, we'll text it to you. So all you have to do is text LSN. So text the 3, as in LouisianaSports.net, text LSN to 225-499-1045, 225-499-1045. Like, do that right now if you're interested. So, I mean, just try it. If you don't, then opt out. But basically, if ever there's breaking news, we will text you the breaking news. 225-499-1045. Text LSN to 225-499-1045. All right, it's after further review. Quick break. Scott Shanley's next. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
DuplessisPools.com. 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 That's the website. New URL. You're going to hear me saying DuplessisPools.com for our friends over at Duplessis Pools. Hey, I know a lot of times people start thinking about putting in a pool like January, right? At the holidays pass, like, okay, well, now we'll go dig, and then it'll be done, and we'll get all the landscaping done by the time spring and summer and pool season is here. Well, you missed that window, right? We're already into May. So even if you broke ground today, still unlikely that you're going to be done by the end of pool season. They're not going to break ground today. But remember this. This is a great time to start the process because you start now, you're going to be done by the holidays. And a lot of people wait till after the holidays to start their pool project because they don't want to have a construction zone going on in their backyard during the holidays. What if your backyard was done for the holidays? Beautiful new pool, landscape, lighting, all of it. They can do it. DuplessisPools.com. Check them out online, DuplessisPools.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The First time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank.
In 2021, 13 insurance companies, after Ida, 13 insurance companies went out of business. So many people were disrupted by that. At Insurance Network of Louisiana, none of their carriers, none of their partners were affected because at Insurance Network of Louisiana, they partner with highly rated carriers. So you know when we're talking about getting better coverage for less money, you're dealing with some of the best, most reputable insurance companies on the face of planet Earth. LAinsurance.net, LAinsurance.net. I particularly want to focus on commercial insurance as well. So if you're a business owner, look, every business owner, you look at your balance sheet, you're concerned with your bottom line. Where can you operate more lean? Where can you save money? Well, when was the last time you had someone shop for your insurance? Let Insurance Network shop so you can save. 293-0450, 293-0450, or LAinsurance.net.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
NFL schedule release Thursday night. Saints truck along in their offseason. Former Saint linebacker Scott Shanle, good enough to jump aboard for a couple of minutes. Scott, great to have you back, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. Appreciate you having me on.
It's always our pleasure, man. As a player, did you care very much about the schedule release?
Yeah, I think for us it was obviously you always check your NFC South opponents. How that are you playing a bunch of games early? Are you home or away early? Then you're looking before that. Honestly, though, as a player, you're looking: do we get to play in prime time or not? Are we getting to play under the bright light? And I think this year's team will probably get a couple of prime time games. And then you're looking to see on the schedule the games you don't really look forward to, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, things like that. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of interest from the players' perspective.
What about things like the bye or Thursday night football, travel? Another thing, Scott, that I've brought up often is the teams you played on. A dome team that was such a high-powered offense. Did you have to go play like in Buffalo in December, right? Cold weather games late. What about those things?
Absolutely. I think, especially when you play in the NFC South, you're not going to be playing any cold weather road games at Carolina or Tampa. You know what your climate control building is like. So, yeah, that's one of the things you look at right away, too. Where are we going in November and December, and how are those games going to shape up?
How do you feel about the Saints playing in Paris?
I'm kind of torn on it. I think, the league's making a huge push. They're playing all these games all over the place, all over the world. And I'm kind of torn on it because while it adds to the viability of the league around the world, and obviously there's money in that, these other countries don't really play football. So it's kind of, these other countries play basketball. We have a lot of European players in the NBA. But until that really starts to take over, I think a lot of the travel is kind of unnecessary. But from a player perspective, it's a hassle. But you look back on those moments and say, I'm glad I got to play in London and experience that. So I think they'll have fun. But once you get in the season, it's kind of a hassle.
You were on the 08 team that played in London against the Chargers, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to get bogged down in this conversation, but just one more follow-up because it's an interesting perspective. Obviously, playing the international games is going to elevate revenue, which, of course, in a collectively bargained league, that helps contracts go up, right? So how do you balance that as a player? Like, do you look and say, okay, well, it's a necessary evil because we're all going to get paid more? Or is all the wear and tear of the travel, all the inconvenience, as you just said, does that maybe outweigh the inconvenience?
Yeah, I think anytime you tell a player there's going to be a monetary benefit to doing what you do, I think everything always goes back to that, and it's been that way the past collective bargaining agreements that they've done the last couple of times. They'll be on an 18-game schedule here shortly because the easiest way to sell to players is you're going to get paid more money. So, I say it's an inconvenience because once you get in the in season, players are creatures of habit, coaches are creatures of habit. And there's nothing that breaks a habit more than flying, 8 to 10 hours somewhere, staying somewhere for a week that you're not familiar with, being on a bad time schedule. And I think players are just very, very into their habits once they get into the regular season.
Scott Shanle is our guest, former Saint linebacker. All right, so the Saints have come through free agency in the draft now. If I asked you 10,000-foot view, how would you rate, not like a grade, Scott, but just what's your reaction to what the Saints have done in free agency in the draft? What say you?
Well, I think if you go back to last year, they hit on that draft, obviously. They got a lot of great production. There's a lot of bright futures for a lot of those guys. Going back to last year, the free agency, Chase Young had a big year. So a lot of the moves they've made since Kellen Moore's been a head coach have really started to look like they're lining up and the stars are aligning. This draft, the only thing that really surprised me about this draft, honestly, was I think taking a D tackle in the second round when I felt like you really need someone to replace Alontae Taylor or maybe a young edge rusher. But I think the way Chase Young and Granderson, those guys played so well, they have confidence in their rushers. And you can never have enough D tackles. Listen, playing linebacker, you need big guys, especially early in the draft. But I think the whole Jeremiah Love thing, when he went to the combine, I think they had their eyes set on him. Jeremiah Love lit up the combine, and they knew, listen, this guy's going to be a top 5 pick. We're not going to touch him. And they addressed their other needs through free agency just in case they weren't able to do it during the draft.
What do you, coming out of free agency in the draft, where would you say is your biggest area of concern for the roster still?
Well, there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of hope. I think Tyler Shuck's play late last year gives a lot of optimism and hope. The way look at Sanker in the secondary, Quincy Riley, a lot of these young players stepped up and played vital roles. So there's a lot of hope because a lot of young guys played well. Now you're hoping you get that same type of production out of this draft. You take a wide receiver early, top 10 of the draft. He has to be a huge factor. He's got to be a major production guy. And I think when you look at it, Kellen Moore told everybody, and I've said it for a couple of years, this team lacks speed and juice and playmakers on the offense. And I think Kellen Moore, after being there for 1 year, said, we need more speed. And they went out and basically got a track relay team. And they really added speed to the wide receiver group, the secondary group. And I think the way the schedule is going to break down, getting to play the last place team in these other divisions, I think this team is set up to no doubt be in the NFC South hunt.
Scott Shanle is our guest. So you also mentioned lack of edge rusher, and we talked about running back possibility of Jeremiah Love. Well, Cam and Alvin Kamara still have uncertainties kind of hovering over them. Couple of guys who you've obviously watched for a long time. What do you think?
Yeah, my gut feeling is it's hard to imagine Cam Jordan being in any other uniform but a black and gold uniform. And as the season gets closer, it wouldn't surprise me if Cam comes back on a 1-year deal, if nobody else is beating down his door and talking to his agent. I get this sense. I would be surprised if Alvin's on the week 1 roster or Cam. And I think a lot of it is they're great guys. They're great locker room guys. They're aging, but heck, look at Cam. He had 10 sacks. I just get this feeling anytime you have a new coaching staff, they're kind of like, okay, that's great, but you're the old regime. And they kind of give you an arm's length away, and they're ready to get on with their regime. And I get that feeling. And that's the only reason I think it would surprise me if Alvin's on the team. I think there's some benefits to doing a June 1st cut. You went out and signed a running back in free agency. It'd be a weird dynamic to go pay this guy this money and say, okay, but now you're going to share the load. I just think this staff is ready to move on to the Kellen Moore era and kind of leave the Sean Payton, Dennis Allen era in the rear view.
It's interesting because Cam is a free agent. Alvin is under contract. But you're right. I mean, they've restructured it to where a post June 1 release would make sense. Do you think one is more likely to be back than the other?
Yeah, well, my gut would say Cam Jordan back on a 1-year deal would be more likely than Alvin because you went out and signed a running back, gave him a lot of money, and there's only one football. And first of all, Kellen Moore loves throwing the football. So there's not going to be three running back room that's going to be real happy. Somebody's going to be mad because the ball's not going to be in their hands enough. And I just think there's benefits from the contract status. And really, if you break it down, Alvin's stats haven't been the greatest. He's been one of the lower producing backs inside the tackles the last couple of years. Is there still a role for Alvin Kamara in this league? Absolutely. I think he's very underutilized in the passing game the past couple of years. But I just don't know if this staff is saying, okay, we're moving on. We're putting all of our guys in the building, and all the holdovers are done.
Scott, they'll have a couple of weeks, and then they'll begin OTAs, then into the mandatory mini camps. How much value is there in that off-season work?
Well, I think there's a ton of value. As a player, we hated it. Listen, we would love to go and do whatever we want in the off-season, but a lot of the product you see early in the season, and this is kind of maybe being an old man, get off my porch type thing, but the lack of off-season, the lack of training camp, I think is why you see the product look so bad in September of the NFL. I think the offensive line play is poor. I think there's a lot of poor things that catch up as the season goes along. But I think off-season work, OTAs, run around in shorts, the timing the quarterbacks develop with the wide receivers, the DBs covering playing man-to-man, I think there's a lot of quality reps. It's the equivalent of kids playing 7-on-7. Everybody says it's worthless, but it's better than nothing. And I think you get out there, you develop some team chemistry, you get a look at your team under some pressure situations, going against each other and competing. I think there's a lot of value to the off-season work.
Scott Shanle, former Saint linebacker, does great work as an analyst working with the Saints, and always good enough to give us a couple of minutes of his time. We appreciate it, Scott. Thanks as always, man.
Yeah, anytime, Matt. Thanks.
Of course. It's after further review. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems. I want to react to some of what Scott had to say there. I'll do that in just 60 seconds. Let me remind you about Arco Power Systems, who recently just signed their lease in Houston. I mean, they go as far west as San Antonio, which I've told you before. San Antonio to Mobile, up to Little Rock, Dallas, Austin, and they serve so many different industries. At Arco, this is industrial Generac generator power. Generators for nursing homes, grocery chains, hospitals, hotels, banks, chemical plants, gas stations, universities, governments, and municipalities. These are generators built for businesses. At Arco, they're fond of saying, our business is your business. ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. When the storm's in the Gulf, it's too late. Now is the time to prepare. Storm season is less than a month away. Call Arco today. Your home is protected. Make sure your business is ready for potential power outages as well. With Arco Power Systems, everything is turnkey. They sell, service, install, rent you that industrial Generac standby generator. Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, Arco.com, Arco.com. I'm a little surprised to hear Scott say point blank that he thinks Cam and Alvin will both be gone. And when I followed up and said, which is more likely to be back, he said, Cam, the one who's presently unsigned. Remember, Alvin Kamara is still under contract with the New Orleans Saints. But one of my favorite phrases I say all the time is actions speak louder than words. And I know you'll hear me say it all the time, and I don't mean to bang you over the head with it, but this is the point here. The New Orleans Saints restructured in a very rarely used, seldom used restructure tactic, which I'm not even going to, honestly, I could not even explain it to you right now. And I feel like I have a pretty good handle on this stuff. Ross Jackson wrote a very extensive piece at LouisianaSports.net about AK's restructure. And the point is, if you're going to go to that lengths to utilize this seldom dust off the book on the top shelf restructure technique, you're doing that for a reason. You don't go to those lengths to restructure Alvin Kamara's contract just because. It's because they're setting up for the departure. It's why they did it. So I kind of agree with Scott there. Even though Kamara's the one under contract, it's hard to imagine Alvin being on this roster week one. I love Alvin Kamara. I also understand that everybody's day comes and he's a declining player at a position where guys typically fall off a cliff after 30. But the most productive veteran player they had, they just let sign a free agent deal with the Jets and DeMario Davis. DeMario just had the two best seasons of his career the last 2 years, and they let him walk. It's hard to imagine Cam and AK being back. One thing we'll watch throughout this offseason. All right, it's After Further Review. Halfway home here on Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. HRT, ED treatments, peptides. You hear peptides are all the rage. Everybody's talking about peptides. I'm someone who's actually taken peptides for a long time. I get my peptides at Goodwood. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. If you're interested in learning more, YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. All right, quick break. We know that LSU is going to open up the season against Clemson. Dabo Swinney at ACC spring meetings gave a pretty extensive interview to ESPN, and some of the things he said I thought were pretty telling. You'll hear a few of them when we come back. It's AFR.
AFR.
Have you done it yet? I know you haven't. Dang it. Scone tells me every day, and I keep forgetting. Fine. Stop forgetting. This is the moment. Pick up your phone. Do it right now. Serious. Mad at you right now. I'm seriously mad at you. Pick up your phone. Get your phone right now. Call River City's 1 hour air, 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. You're going to call them, and you will literally talk to a human right now. Not like a call center or AI or anything like that. You're going to talk to a human. They'll schedule a technician to come out to your house, say, I want to schedule my AC tune-up. And when the technician comes to your house, I recommend you join their membership club. Because when you join the membership club, the seasonal maintenance we talk about all the time is complimentary. And you get membership club pricing if you ever need a repair, front of the line service, if you ever have an issue, all that stuff. Call right now, 752-0001.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. Now the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Joyce. Cal Raleigh finds a knock. He is aboard. And he is very happy about it at first base. The long hitless drought has come to an end.
Mariners Radio Network. Last year's AL MVP runner-up, Cal Raleigh, was in the midst of an 0-for-38 slump. And he broke that slump, finally. Had a couple of singles against the Astros on Tuesday night. And we learned that, look, desperate times call for desperate measures. So Cal Raleigh pulled out a slump buster. I mean, you got to do it.
Anything that'll work, you have to give it a try. What did he do? What slump buster we got here?
You know what a slump buster is, Muse?
There's a few different definitions of slump buster. Yeah. I'm familiar with them, though.
I mean, what are you talking about? I only know of one.
No, I mean, you change the way you put on your uniform. That can do it a little bit.
No.
Yeah, wear the yeah.
That's just a superstition.
Well, that's the same thing.
Nope. That's not a slump buster. A slump buster is a very definitive thing, Muse.
Yeah.
You said there's several different. What do you?
Well, I mean, I gave you one that some guys will try to do.
No,
so
that's
I mean,
just a superstition.
Switch up the routine, try to break the slump. Yeah, bust the slump, if you will.
Nope,
yeah,
that's not a slump buster.
What's slump buster, Matt?
It's when you shower with your uniform on.
Oh, okay, got it.
You shower in full uniform to wash off all the mojo, the bad mojo. That's what a slump buster. What did you think it was?
I mean, I gave you some stuff there.
No,
you shot it down.
That's not what a slump buster is.
Well,
that's just superstition.
Look at me learning something.
Cal Raleigh showered in full uniform. It worked. Monday night, he showered in full uniform. And then Tuesday, he went out and got a couple of hits.
So do you just shower in full uniform from here on out now?
I wonder if he was there if he wore the catcher's gear, too.
I mean, look, let's be honest. That stuff could probably use a wash.
Probably.
I mean, we're in May now.
Yeah. Probably.
I kind of hope he did. Helmet and all, like mask and all. That'd be great.
I need someone in that Mariners clubhouse to have gotten a photo. I get taking photos of people in the shower is frowned upon. However, if your teammate is in full uniform in the shower, spikes, the whole nine, cap, everything, I think that's okay. Yeah?
Yeah.
You can do that.
I think that's fine. Yes, 100%.
So good.
You just have to make sure there's no other teammates around him showering that aren't in full uniform.
Just give everybody a heads up.
Yeah.
Hey, clear it out, guys. Clear it out. I think everyone would know. You would obviously notice what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
When your best player walks in the shower in full uniform, is lathering up.
So good.
I'm sure the equipment managers appreciate it as well. They didn't have to wash the uniform that day. He took care
one less piece of laundry.
Took care of it.
Yeah.
It's after further review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Dabo gave an interview to ESPN, Andrea Adelson. Some interesting tidbits here from Dabo. But remember, if you need tires, name brand tires, wholesale prices, ShawBillsTire.com. If you go to the website, you can shop tires. You can type in your vehicle, year, make, model, body style, all that stuff. And so it'll pop up the tires they have that fit the size that fit your vehicle, right? And then you can also look at all the specials that they have. There's a promotions tab at the top. Just hit the promotions tab and you'll see every single tire that they have on special, all the deals. So you can get all the deets, like how they combine an in-house offer with the manufacturer's offer to get you the best price. It's why they're able to give you the best price. Name brand tires, wholesale prices, and they treat you like family. It's Shawbills. ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills. We keep you rolling. So LSU's going to open up against Clemson in Tiger Stadium. It'll be the ABC primetime night game. College game day will be in Baton Rouge. And it's off the heels of a very disappointing season for both of these two teams. Both LSU and Clemson, as you know, went 7-6 this past year. My goodness, when we were watching that game on opening weekend last year in Clemson and we saw that hotly contested matchup and LSU won it and got all the way up to number 3 in the country, we thought we were watching two contenders. Little did we know we were watching two 7-6 football teams. But Dabo at ACC spring meetings this week told ESPN, quote, "It's pretty well documented. We grossly underachieved last year. This isn't a news flash. We just keep beating the dead horse to death. We're on to the new season. Here was Dabo, again, taking responsibility for what happened in 2025 at Clemson.
We didn't win the close games. We didn't finish in the fourth quarter like we needed to. And to me, that's nobody's fault but mine. I mean, to me, that's where coaching has to make the difference, and I didn't make the difference. So, got to be better. So you evaluate everything. You try to get better. But it's also a small margin. I understand that, too. I think perspective is important. I've had some 12-0 teams that were 4 plays from being 8-4.
I always laugh at the coaches. We're 3 plays away. I was like, yeah, but what about those other 3 plays?
It's a small margin. Yeah. Truly. We've had some really, really good teams that were 3 plays away from 3 losses. And so I get that. I have the perspective of that too. But bottom line is, I didn't make the difference for us in the close games. I didn't make the difference for us in the fourth quarter like I need to. And so that's whether it's a decision or personnel, whether it's player, staff, that's all my responsibility.
There's 2 things Dabo said in this sort of long interview that I thought were maybe particularly interesting, short and long term, and certainly as it relates to LSU's opener against Clemson. One is he said, quote, "The narrative of our program is just not accurate. If we go have a bunch of bad years, that's different, but we've had 1 bad year in 15 years. 10 wins is not a bad year. 11 wins is not a bad year." I don't disagree with him there. 10, 11-win season isn't a bad year, but it's all about the standard and the expectation. Brian Kelly had 2 10-win seasons at LSU. They won 9 in the regular season, won a bowl game, they got to 10. That feels artificial, and it's certainly not the expectation, especially in a 12-team playoff era, and then especially in the portal NIL era where you're expected to be a contender, which is why the other thing that Dabo said was very interesting to me. Because he kind of took a shot he did a podcast with Greg McElroy on the college football podcast where he said Notre Dame, quote, prints its own money. And now he says he's getting a lot of hate mail from people. He said, quote, Clemson, we may not have a $45 million roster like some teams. Who do you think he's talking about? We may not have a $45 million roster like some teams, but we've got enough. We just got to be good with it. We got to be strategic. Dabo's saying here that they've been really good. They had 1 bad year. They grossly underachieved, put it on him, but that's not the whole story. They've had a bunch of 10 and 11 win seasons. Those aren't bad years. And we don't have $45 million, like our season opening opponent, on our roster, but we got enough and we spent it strategically. Okay. The team that spent over $40 million on its roster opened as a 10.5-point favorite against Clemson in that season opener. Y'all have seen that, right? The early lines that are out, the look-ahead lines for LSU and Clemson. LSU opened a 10.5-point, a double-digit favorite over Clemson. Clemson's win total this year in Vegas, the preseason win total projection, is 7.5. Vegas is saying they think Clemson is an 8-4, 7-5 football team this year. You see, you had a bad year, and you also had 9 players drafted off that team where you had a bad year. That was a program record. Clemson tied a program record this year with 9 players drafted. They tied a program record with the number of draft picks on a team that went 7-6. Now those 9 players are gone. You have turnover. You're not invested in your roster the way your season opening opponent is, which is why everyone's looking at you going, oh, you're a 10.5-point dog in the opener. Your win total this year is over under 7.5. Like you're staring down the barrel of another 7-8 win season. Clemson's window is shut. It's over. They had an incredible run under Dabo, and hat tip to them. They won 2 national titles, played for 2 more. They were the only program that really challenged Bama for that half decade. They were awesome. Awesome program. They had their run, but their run is over. And Dabo's never going to get back there because he doesn't know how to get back there. It's just another illustration of a coach who was really good in elite, like Brian Kelly, in a previous era. But in this era, hasn't figured it out. And resting on the laurels of the way things were done in the past aren't going to get you there now. So I bring all that up because as we talk about LSU and expectations for LSU in year one of Lane Kiffin, it's obviously go to the playoff. Well, I have said and will continue to say this over and over again. I think October is manageable for LSU. If you can get through September unscathed, I think October is manageable, which would set up a brutal November, but with everything on the line. Getting through September unscathed, though, means you got to beat Clemson in your opener, and you got to win at Ole Miss in the third week. Now, talk about week 3 and what all that circus is going to be when LSU heads to Oxford. But focusing on the opener with Clemson coming in, that's going to be a madhouse in Baton Rouge. College game day, prime time, night game, the opener for Lane Kiffin, full throat. It's going to be awesome. I think Clemson's walking straight into a buzzsaw with a new quarterback and a team that just lost 9 guys to the draft. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Lowest prices, never any contracts. YourGoodwood.com. YourGoodwood.com. Well, now I got a break. Come back. Used to do Tigers and the Pros to wrap up hour number 2. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Buying or selling, commercial or residential. Think real estate. Think Darren James. Agent225.com. Agent225.com. That's Darren James's website. Agent225.com. If you're thinking of listing your home, make sure your first call is to Darren James. You won't call anybody else. See, Darren has the systems in place to get your home sold faster for more money. He guarantees it. It's his guaranteed sale program. Sit down with Darren. He'll agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell your home at that price by that deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash, or he'll sell it absolutely free. No catch. Call Darren James today. 335-7666. 335-7666 or agent225.com. That's agent225.com. If you need to sell your home, you need to deal with the absolute best. Wall Street Journal's top 1% of realtors in America. It's Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Every Raising Cane's chicken finger is marinated, battered by hand, and cooked to order to perfection. We don't have heat lamps, because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
It's not easy to be a champion.
It's built from every swing, pitch, and game all season long. In the grind, the focus,
and in the recovery.
FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake experts provide best-in-class care for our state's world-class athletes. Because it takes a champion to care for champions.
I trust the lake to keep me at my best.
From championship athletes to everyday champions, trusted care starts here.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinecenterla.com.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassion.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Wrapping up hour number 2 on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Remember, you can always text me, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Nathan said, Matt, have you ever showered in your full radio attire? If you had a few bad shows in a row. Not nowadays, of course, but maybe a decade plus ago. No. No, I haven't.
Have you ever even considered it? Has that ever been a thought that's entered your mind?
The only thing that might even be remotely considered close to that is when I fully clothed jumped in the pool during my live stream after LSU baseball won the Natties.
Yeah, but that's a different.
It was Tommy White's walk off. I did it, and then again when they won the Natty.
Yeah.
And then again in 2025 when they won the Natty. But that's not like because I had a bad show. That was just out of jubilation.
Yeah. And it was a lot of jubilation. Man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Love to do that again sometime.
Me too.
Yeah. Won't
Me
be this
too.
won't be
No.
No.
I mean, you can still jump in your pool. It just won't be for the jubilation of a national title.
Right. Yeah. No.
Probably just nosing through the trash.
Muso, Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we'll start with the Western Conference semifinals. Timberwolves lost. Naz Reid did not get elbowed in the face.
Should have stayed.
Again this game, so automatically tells you it's a good night for him. 31 minutes off the bench, 40% from the floor for 12 points. Also grabbed 5 rebounds in the game. Again, the Spurs take the 3-2 lead there in that series. Paul Skeens, my goodness.
He's good. He's good at baseball.
He's getting even better, which is just scary. Skeens carried a no-hitter through 6 1/3 last night against the Rockies, so then he gave up a single to the second batter of the 7th inning. But it didn't really stymie him at all. 8 innings pitched, shutout ball, 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, punched out 10. Once again, was not allowed to go back out for the complete game. Hopefully that comes here shortly. Paul Skeens, though, has walked just 7 so far on the year. He has not walked a batter here in the month of May, and he's 6-2 now on the season, a 1.98 ERA. Remember, that started at 67 here this season. He's only getting better, which is just incredibly scary. And now they're scoring for him. What did Otter say yesterday? 7 runs of run support? No, he got 3 last night, but 7 runs of run support?
Good.
Look out, man. Alex Bregman last night, 1 for 4, but the one was his 4th home run of the season. Solo shot came in the 4th inning. Against the Braves, but the Cubs lost, unfortunately, in that ball game. Well, I don't know why I said unfortunately.
That's not unfortunate. I don't care about the Cubs.
I don't really care if the Cubs win or lose. Yeah. I think Grant Taylor, inning and 2/3 shutout relief for the Chicago White Sox.
Okay.
3 hits, didn't walk anybody, punched out 3. He's off to a fantastic start as well. His ERA down to 2.11. Of course, one of the great what could have been stories there at LSU, Grant Taylor. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by the Williamson Eye Center. Want to see 2020? Call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020 or williamsoneye.com, williamsoneye.com. You know, the consultation is free, doesn't cost you anything, and you can do that initial consult really from anywhere. If you'd like to go in, you absolutely can. But if you want to do it on a phone call in your lunch hour, a video chat visit, you could do that while you commute to or from work. It's going to be less than 30 minutes. That initial consult is just them getting it's a little information gathering about you so they know what they can present to you. You get some information, make a decision if you want to meet Dr. Blake, which I would highly, highly, highly recommend you do. Get rid of the contacts and glasses forever. If you have lived with your life with contacts and glasses like I have, being able to get rid of contacts and glasses and just wake up in the morning and see is so liberating. It's life-changing. And the Williamson Eye Center makes that happen every day. Locations all over the greater Baton Rouge area. Find the location nearest you and schedule that consult today. 924-2020, 924-2020, or williamsoneye.com, williamsoneye.com. Kirk Herbstreit was on with Pat McAfee and another national analyst who's singing LSU's praises and building up expectation for the Tigers here in 2026. We're going to get to that in hour number 3. And also, I also want to talk, because you're starting to see, I'm not sure if you saw, but the Big 12 and the ACC leaders have now both endorsed a 2014 playoff. Meanwhile, Jim Phillips has said that ESPN would prefer they stay at 12, which there's a very, very obvious reason why ESPN would like the college football playoff to stay at 12 teams. It's the inverse of the reason that the leagues and the athletic departments would like to expand. But we'll dive into all that. Let me knock out a break. We'll come back here after the top of the hour. I do want to talk a little bit more about the Saints playing the Steelers in Paris.
AFR.
FirstSouthland.com. 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 Thinking of buying land? Make First South Farm Credit your first call. Go to FirstSouthland.com. It's that easy. Great resource at the website is the Ultimate Recreational Land Buying Guide. Totally free resource. It's a really good baseline for everything you need to know if you're thinking of buying land. Listen, I know a lot of people that buy land already own land. So if you want to take some equity in your current property, roll it into your new property, you could certainly do that. First South Farm Credit can help. Buying land, one of the things I've learned just over the many years that I've gotten to know Ben and Tim and all the folks over at First South Farm Credit is buying land is different than buying a home. So when you're dealing with a land lender, that is a very different experience than like if you're buying a mortgage on your home. So the experts at First South Farm Credit have been helping Louisianians buy land for more than 100 years. So call First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthland.com.
At Parrish, we're built for tough players and tough roofs.
Coach is tough on us about preparation, and Parrish brings that same championship mindset.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishBuilt.com.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The First time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Yankees lefty Max Fried pulled from today's start in the 7-0 loss in Baltimore after just 3 innings due to soreness in his pitching elbow. He'll be examined tomorrow and undergo imaging. This is a big night in Detroit as the Pistons host the Cavaliers in Game 5 of their second-round NBA playoff series, 7:30 Eastern ESPN Radio, 8 Eastern ESPN. Despite the struggles of center Jalen Duren, he's still seen as an important part of Detroit's playoff rotation by coach J.B. Bickerstaff. ESPN NBA reporter Jamal Collier.
It's about instilling confidence in guys. We know we're going to need Duren for the rest of this series, and he doesn't want to just go away from him because he's struggling. Points have been the big focus, but he wants Duren making the smart play, the right read on offense, being more ready.
Series is 2-2. It was back to practice today for Knicks forward OG Anunoby. After missing a week with a hamstring strain, Knicks are optimistic he'll be able to play in Game 1 of the East Finals. Islanders defenseman Matthew Schaefer, Calder Memorial Trophy winner as the NHL's Rookie of the Year. He is the first unanimous winner of the award in 33 years since Teemu Selanne with the Winnipeg Jets.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's rock!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tom Blake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day.
It's hump day.
Let's hump, everybody.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Saints are playing in Paris against the Steelers.
Hump day.
We had the unofficial mascot of New Orleans, Hold the Mayo, here in hour 1.
It's hump day.
Like I said, he's going to be eating some French onion soup.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Love that. We got to get Hold the Mayo to Paris.
It's hump day.
Who wants to sponsor Hold the Mayo to Paris?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tell me every bit of that content wouldn't go viral. Got to make it happen.
It's hump day.
Flight.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Hotels. Dinners at fine dining French restaurant.
It's hump day.
See Deb just on a French sidewalk burning a heater.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Tell me you couldn't see that. Tell me you couldn't see that.
I mean, it would absolutely happen. It's not that I could see it. It would happen.
It's hump day.
Brad Crawford was here in hour one.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
CBS Sports. As LSU in the college football playoff.
It's hump day.
Another one.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Another one.
Another one.
Scott Shanle was here.
It's hump day.
Dabo's delusional.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cal Raleigh showered with his uniform on. Jay Johnson not naming a starting pitcher tomorrow.
It's hump day.
Pitcher watch.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You have any of the watches over there?
Not handy at the current moment. No. I had to.
Awesome.
I took one of them off so I could put the other one on. I just haven't put the other one back on yet.
Awesome. What was that show I was trying to remember again?
It's hump day.
Law and Order, LSU. Was that it? Law and Order? Is that what it is?
Oh, Shay's thing? Yeah. Law and Order LSU. How about that? For Shay. Here we go. Got that for you, though, Scone. That's right here. Love it.
All right, let's get going here. Hour 3. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. I'm gonna change the order of things a little because I had this back and forth with an LSU fan on Twitter. No one ever exists in a vacuum. So if one person's thinking it, others are thinking it. And this woman's name is Becky. I don't mind saying it because she's putting this on Twitter publicly. So LSU, you probably saw earlier today, LSU basketball shared a link on all their social media. They're having a night with Will Wade at Supper Club, and it's a fundraiser. So it'll be limited seating, obviously, and it's $3,500 a head. And if you want access to the VIP hour before dinner, it's $5,000 a head. And so I tweeted, great idea. It's more work to engage the donors outside the top 1%, but it's essential. Supporters in the 10,000 to 100,000 range will give. They just need to be asked. And so then there's this woman, Becky, who said, "You're joking, right? $10,000 to $100,000. Have you bought a tank of gas lately, Matt?" Earth to Matt. And so I said, "Becky, you do realize there's people who make enough money not to care about how much gas costs, and those same people can afford a $3,500 dinner." And my point is LSU needs those donors. And then she's persisted, saying it's not an easy ask. Don't tell people what they can afford. I'm saying, clearly you don't understand. There are quite literally legions of fans who buy premium seats and suites and spend a lot of money, who make a lot of money, who own businesses, who aren't seven-figure donors, but could give $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000. But you got to engage that part of your fan base to let them know their donations would be appreciated, how it'd be used, all that sort of stuff. You have to court them. And this is something, because I live in that world with a lot of business owners, a lot of whom are supporters of this or are sponsors of the show and are supporters of LSU, and I know this to be true. But what's true is it's easier to go sit at a lunch with one booster and get $1 million check. It's one lunch, you get $1 million. Boom, big lick, easy, right? Think in sales, like if you do sales, whatever you may do, it's easy to go get the one big contract than 10 smaller contracts. They may cumulatively equal that one large contract. But it might be easier to find the yeses in the 10 smaller ones than to find the one big yes. But what's happening right now at a lot of places, but certainly at LSU, and they're not immune to it, but in this era, of the NIL era, every athletic department keeps going back and knocking on the door of the same people that are asked to fund and support these initiatives. Like we all know the names. I mean, Todd Graves and our friends at Our Lady of the Lake and Holden Spate, Gordon McKernan, Pepper Rutland at MMR. And these are incredibly generous people. But everybody has a limit where, like, they can only give so much. So you have to find new revenue streams, which is something we've talked about a lot here. And something that throughout the NIL era, and I've told you this a lot because from the beginning of the NIL era, I've been very plugged into these circles. I was doing a podcast with Jonathan Pixley. It was an NIL podcast, probably maybe the first NIL podcast ever. I don't know. It was one of the few. Nobody was doing that 5 years ago. And we talked to coaches and administrators and boosters and the heads of collectives and athletes and everybody. And some schools did a really good job of engaging that level of fan who could give at that level. And I believe LSU did not do a great job relative to what I know other schools and programs and athletic departments did. And so I think it's very important as you look for new revenue streams to be able to engage that level donor. Because I think if people know what the ask is and you give them value, they will participate. So this is an example of that. This will be a small, sort of an intimate gathering. I don't know how many seats they'll sell for this dinner with Will Wade. But of course it's limited. I mean, it's at Supper Club, which is Supper Club is a big place, but it's not, you're not going to fit 500 people in there. You know what I mean? It's going to be a smaller gathering where everybody who buys a ticket is going to have the opportunity to have FaceTime with Will Wade, which is a great idea. And there's enough people who can afford $3,500 a head to go do this. And in one night, let's say you have 100 people at $3,500. Well, great. You just made $350,000 in a night, or maybe $500,000 in a night. So that's time well spent, effort well spent in engaging a different segment of your donor base. So this is absolutely the type of thing they should be doing. A week ago, our buddy Peter Burns was in town. I think maybe Tuesday last week. There was an event with Will Wade and with Lane Kiffin and several coaches at one of the Highland Road Mount Hope. I believe it was the Mount Hope Plantation where they have events and stuff. And Peter came in town. He emceed that. It was a small gathering. It was a fundraiser to appeal to that level of the donor base, which is something LSU is clearly putting effort behind doing, because you have to do that. It's the people who have been so generous in supporting LSU through this era, and I just listed them. I mean, we all know the names. And then there's obviously other. Charles Harvey has been insanely generous. I mean, there's so many people. There's people who have been incredibly generous. I don't want to sit here and list names and leave people off, but I think by and large we know who a lot of them are. But there's people who are capable of giving. You have to ask and give them a reason to give. And you do that, it's going to help supplement and alleviate so much of the pressure off the top tier when they might just start saying, man, I'm tapped out. So I love it. I think it's a great idea. And if you're like Becky, then don't go and continue to believe that there are only two types of people in the world: the ultra rich who own private planes and have 7 homes, and then people who live paycheck to paycheck. I know that's not reality. I think most of you probably understand that as well. There's plenty of people who make $500,000 a year, $750,000, $1 million too, and you may think that's someone who's flying on a plane and giving millions of bucks, but it's not. But those are the types of people who can't afford to write a $50,000 check, a $25,000 check, go to a $5,000 a head dinner. And those are the people you need to be engaging because you need new revenue streams. All right, it's after further review. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Thanks for hanging out. Remember, you can always email us, tweet us, or text 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Let me knock out a quick break. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts, YourGoodwood.com. We'll knock out a break. When we come back, let me talk about, I told you we kind of went out of order from the rundown. Come back. I'll talk a little bit about the Saints playing in Paris. I want to react to that. Saints playing the Steelers in Paris. And then I will get also to Kirk Herbstreit, his thoughts on LSU that he said with Pat McAfee, another national media member buying the Tigers in a big way. It's AFR.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. A couple different ways you can do that, of course. If you want to go online, you can do that. Preferred method for a lot of people. Website's easy. We say it all the time. GetGordon.com. 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 Go to the website. There's a contact bubble if you want to chat with an associate right there on the website. You could do it. There's testimonials right there on the homepage. Also talks about the type of cases, the type of injury cases they handle. Website's a great resource. So go to GetGordon.com. GetGordon.com. And if you'd rather call, you can call somebody. Just dial the 8s, no matter where you are in the state of Louisiana. 888-8888, 888-8888, 888-8888, or GetGordon.com. GetGordon.com. Gordon, of course, been insanely generous in the way that he supported LSU's NIL efforts, part of the G team, members of the G team, like we talk about all the time, but so many other ways that Gordon has been so generous and supported our communities. Get Gordon and get it done.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, glad you're rolling along with us here on Hump Day edition of AFR. We knew already the Saints were going to play in Paris. What we now know is when they're going to play in Paris and who they are going to play in Paris. If in fact Aaron Rodgers does return to the Pittsburgh Steelers, as many assume that he will, the Saints will play Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers at. How do I pronounce this? Did either of you take French in school?
No.
No, Paul? Not. French? No.
I took it in elementary school and a few years in high school.
Okay, this will do. Stade. De France. That's the name of the stadium. Is it Stade de France? Stade? What would it be?
That would be the way I would say it.
How would you say it?
Stade de France.
Stade de France. That's what I'll go with. Okay, they're going to play Week 7 at Stade de France. 9 international games this year in the NFL. So that'll be the most outside the NFL in league history. Roger Goodell said many times he wants to get to 16. He wants to have. So the Week 17 there would not be. I guess Week 17 or 18 there would not be an international game. But every other week the rest of the year they'd have an international game. The thing that stood out most to me. So a couple things. Number one, the Saints are going to play in Paris. First game ever in Paris. Week 7, which is October 25th. We've also learned that the Saints are sort of lobbying for a Thursday night football game the week before, so Week 6. That means they would play on Thursday and then have 3 extra days before they played the following Sunday in Paris. It will also be interesting to see if the Saints elect to play their bye or take their bye the week after. Now, teams that play internationally are given the option to take their bye after their international contest. Some choose to, some choose not to, depending on when the international game is played. For example, this sucks. The 49ers and the Rams play in Australia in Week 1. Australia is halfway around the world. I mean, it's a 24-hour flight to Australia. So I cannot fathom playing a game on a Sunday in Australia, then flying halfway across the world and playing a game the next week. But you don't want to have your bye in Week 2. So the Saints playing in Paris in Week 7 actually falls at an okay spot on the calendar. They're at the end of October. So if you take your bye in Week 8, that's a pretty appropriate place to have it. I mean, you would have then 10 weeks after that of games, but that's better than having your bye. I mean, I don't even think they'll let you. I think the bye starting week. Is it bye starting Week 4? Is that right? Do you have that right? I'm almost positive. Check that, please, if you would. I'm almost positive that's when the byes start in the NFL. So nobody ever wants them that early because that means then you have this long grind like 14 weeks after that. When is it?
Week 5.
Week 5. Okay, so then you'd have the long grind after that. So you kind of want it right in the middle. So Week 8 would actually kind of be appropriate for the Saints if it plays out that way. The real disappointment here is that the Saints are the home team. So you're giving up a game in the Dome, and the Steelers haven't played in the Dome since 2018. And because they're an AFC team and you're only going to play them during the rotation, whenever you get the rotations every 3 years or I guess with the AFC, it'd be every 4 years you play every division in full, but then it's 4 and then another 4 before they return the trip, right? So 4 years from now, the Saints will play in Pittsburgh. Then 4 years after that, Pittsburgh will be here. So it'll be 8 years before the Steelers come back here. So that's disappointing for fans. And that's the one thing I hate about the international games is you do screw the home fans. I mean, these are games you're taking away a home game of your team that fans would have an opportunity to see. I also understand that in expanding the game internationally, revenues are going up, so owners are making more money, and in a collectively bargained league, the CBA, you have more revenue, and the players share in that. So the players are going to make more money by playing these games as well. It's why the players are willing to go to 17. It's why they'll go to 18 and eventually 20 games, because they're going to make more money in so doing. So there's a give and take with all of this. The other observation, not just with the Saints playing the Steelers in Paris, the other observation is if you look at the 9 international games, y'all, these are some really good games. I mentioned Rams-Niners. That's a divisional game with 2 contenders in week 1 in Melbourne. In week 3, the Ravens and the Cowboys are playing in Rio. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are the biggest brand in the NFL, and the Ravens have a multiple-time MVP in Lamar Jackson. Bengals-Falcons will play in Madrid in week 9. We mentioned the Saints. Colts-Commanders will play in London in week 4. Eagles will play the Jags in week 5. Texans will play the Jags in week 6. So for the first time, the Jags are staying in London for back-to-back weeks. They're going to play 2 different stadiums. They're going to play at Tottenham Hotspur and then Wembley in consecutive weeks. Patriots-Lions? I mean, the Patriots won the Super Bowl. The Lions are an NFC contender. And because that's an AFC-NFC matchup, that's not one you're going to see regularly. And they're taking that one, again, away from a home game, which I believe Detroit's the home team, and playing it internationally. And then Vikings-Niners in Mexico City. Like, it's one thing if we're talking about, like, Jets-Jags, a game that nobody really cares about. Or, like, shout out to the NFC South, but, like, Bucks-Panthers, okay. Browns-Titans, like, you could get away with taking that international because stateside, that's never going to be the marquee game in a weekend. And internationally, they don't care. They just want to watch an NFL game. But they're taking some really good matchups away from home stadiums and put them internationally. I wonder how much the international fan will actually get it, like how much they'll actually care that it's Patriots-Ravens as opposed to Falcons-Bucks. You know what I mean? Or is it just the fact that they get to see an NFL game? I don't know. But it is fascinating when this comes out and how they're manipulating the schedule to do this, to play all these international games. And I do think it's to the detriment of the product. I do think it's to the detriment of the players. The travel's hard. But, I mean, every business is always looking at how you can generate new revenue and make more money and scale. And this is a way that the NFL and under Roger Goodell is choosing to do it by playing more international games. And this year there will be 9 of them. The Saints will play week 7 against the Steelers. So tomorrow on Thursday, we'll be off air, but Thursday evening will be the full NFL schedule release. While we're on air, we may have the schedule. Like, usually it leaks before the schedule release show. So we may have the full schedule before we go off air on Thursday. But we'll know in full, definitively, and officially on Thursday night. And I am someone who believes that the schedule reveal is relevant. Not only the who you play, but when and where you play them. Do you have outdoor cold weather games in December? Do you have to travel on a Thursday night football game after traveling? Like, do you have to travel across the country, come home, then travel again on a short week for Thursday night football? Like, all those things matter. You know, who you play, yes, it's the NFL. They're all tough games. But when and where you play, I think, is certainly significant. We'll find that out for the Saints tomorrow. All right, we're brought to you by Parish Restoration, parishrestoration.com, parishrestoration.com. Remember, kill mold, remove odor, other harmful pathogens. Doesn't matter if it's your house, if it's your, they can even come dry fog your vehicle. Any type of commercial building, if it's your business, church, school, doctor's office, maybe you you own a gym, a workout facility, you want to sanitize it and get rid of all the sweat odor, Parrish Restoration. They'll come in, spray their patented non-toxic dry fog. It's mold remediation done right the first time. It's Parrish Restoration. Go to the website, parrishrestoration.com, parrishrestoration.com. Fill out the form. They'll be in touch. They'll give you that free estimate. It's parrishrestoration.com, parrishrestoration.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Jimmy's going to be here in about 15 minutes, a little more than 15 minutes from right now for Auto Locks. If you want Auto Locks, they're posted right now at louisianasports.net. Remember, everything always free, louisianasports.net. And if you want breaking news updates texted to you, all you have to do is text LSN, the 3 letters, LSN. Text LSN as in louisianasports.net. Text LSN to 225-499-1045, 499-1045. All right, let me not get a break. Come back. Kirk Herbstreit, believer in Lane Kiffin's Tigers here in year 1. We'll get to it next. You'll hear what he said. It's AFR.
After further review.
Love telling you about Rev Fiber because I love telling you about great local businesses, and Rev has been around for 90 years. They are Louisiana's largest Louisiana-based internet service provider and oldest. 90 years serving our communities. That's Rev Fiber, R-E-V, revfiber.com. Lightning fast internet speeds up to 5 gigs, and the fiber part is what I really want to hammer down on because the all-fiber network means those cables are buried, so you get the security of not having to worry about a storm knocking a power line down and knocking out your cable, your internet, or your phone because it's buried. As soon as Rev laid fiber in our neighborhood, we switched instantly to Rev, and they've been awesome, man. When you call Rev for service, you're calling a local call center, talking to someone here. It's not AI. You're not forwarded to a call center overseas. It's local people, local service, local technicians that are here. RevFiber.com. Make your business operate more efficiently. Maybe save on the bottom line as well. RevFiber.com. RevFiber.com.
Ever wonder why cane sauce doesn't come in a pre-sealed packet? It's because it's made fresh inside every Raising Cane's every single day. Because when you make it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
As a business owner, you're always focused on how you can improve the bottom line. Well, when was the last time you shopped your insurance coverage? Insurance Network of Louisiana can help. If you're a business owner, let my friends at Insurance Network of Louisiana see if they can find you better coverage for less money. They always offer exceptional customer service and partner with only the best providers. So check them out online today at lainsurance.net.
Man,
Age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
I was talking about that Will Wade dinner, and there's a lady on Twitter who is probably a very nice lady. She's I'll use this word that people don't like, but just ignorant. And ignorant isn't an insult. Ignorant doesn't mean you're dumb. It just means there's a lack of knowledge. She just doesn't understand. They're putting together a dinner at Supper Club. It's a donor dinner. It's $3,500 a head, or a VIP where you get an hour. Cocktail hour prior for $5,000 a head. And I said, that's a great idea. LSU is engaging their sort of mid-level donor base. I mean, there are people who can afford $3,500 a head dinners as a donation and to get access to Will Wade, and people who would do that. Absolutely. There are very generous seven-figure donors and high six-figure donors, and people who have shouldered an incredible burden during this era for LSU. And I think it is right to tap into your mid-level donors, the people who can write a $10,000, $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 check. And doing things like this, like giving them access in an intimate environment to Will Wade for a night and a dinner, that's awesome. That's a great thing to do. And a lot of people who can afford that will do it. That's not to say everyone can afford that, but there's a lady on Twitter who's like, don't you know how much gas is? You're saying what people can afford? Well, Brad texted, he said, don't tell me what people can afford while she tells you what people can afford. Which is well done, Brad. Well done, Brad. Well done. But it does genuinely surprise me. And she's probably a very nice lady. I don't mean that in any way to be demeaning to her. I guess maybe like Eric and I joke this time of year, I go into like Matt Moscona professional MC mode because everybody does events in the spring, right? Because fall is football season, then winter is holidays. And so in the spring, when it's beautiful around here, people have events like every week. You know this. Church fundraisers, school fundraisers, whatever charitable organization, they're all the time. So I get asked all the time to MC events. I mean, I literally lose count. And so I guess I've just been in enough of those rooms at different events where you see the varying levels of wealth, the various classes of wealth that people have. And there's some very wealthy, generous people who can give seven figures. And there's people who can very easily, during a paddle raise, give $10,000 or $5,000. Because they have it. It's just, my opinion is, without having looked at all the books at LSU and knowing, I think LSU could do a better job of approaching the mid-level donor, that $10,000 to $100,000 donor. And events like this that they're doing with Will Wade, I think are a great example of a way to do that. I'm not saying that the average LSU fan can do that. What I'm saying is, it's naive not to appreciate that there are fans, the same ones that maybe don't have a suite at Alec Box Stadium, but have gold chairback seats that pay a tradition fund that can afford that. Of course there are. Anyway, I think it's a great thing. I hope it's well attended. Hope they sell a lot of tickets. And you know what? Maybe I'll buy a ticket, Becky. But you know what, Becky, I'll buy you a ticket, Becky. I'm kidding. I'm not buying you a ticket, Becky. Buy your own damn ticket. All right, it's after further review. Kirk Herbstreit was on the Pat McAfee show Tuesday. And add Kirk Herbstreit to the growing list of national analysts who are buying LSU. Earlier today on this show, we had Brad Crawford with us from CBS Sports. He has LSU as one of the 4 college football playoff teams from the SEC and believes that LSU could win a national championship year one under Lane Kiffin. Last week, we talked to Pete Futak of College Football News, who said national championship is a real expectation for Lane Kiffin in year one. Chris Doering of the SEC Network said the same thing. Am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing one.
We played a clip from Josh Pate.
Josh Pate. Yep. Josh Pate was on with Crane and Cone. Said the same thing. Meanwhile, Lane Kiffin in his interview with Wilson Alexander tried to pump the brakes on that. Like, hey, man. So, but it's not stopping the growing chorus, and the latest was Kirk Herbstreit on the McAfee Show.
I think the sky is the limit with Lane Kiffin. I know he is a polarizing figure. I know a lot of people like to talk about stuff he says, whether it's what he sends out on X. But I'm just telling you, I think he's going to bring an energy. When you're around LSU, when they're rolling, it's different than any other program in the country. It's not a swagger. It's just when they recruit the state of Louisiana, there's such pride in that state when it comes to how good they are at football, that if you recruit the right guys, and it's not just, talking trash, but it's actually when they were rolling, the good teams, I think he's going to plug into that. I don't know how soon. Sam Levitt is going to be a lot to do with this. If he can hit the ground running, you mentioned they got Clemson early, they go to Ole Miss week 3, but I would take the over personally on LSU with Lane Kiffin. And this is just the beginning. This is kind of year one. I think it's a good fit. Just like he was a good fit at Ole Miss. I think wherever he goes, he's going to win.
Kirk Herbstreit taking the over with LSU year one and Lane Kiffin. Kiffin's trying to pump the brakes. A lot of other people, man, they are slamming down on the accelerator. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake, where we always remind you that at FMOL Health, the team is more than 20,000 strong, delivering care across Louisiana and Mississippi as one connected, mission-driven health system. As a $5 billion health system with nationally recognized quality and not one but 2 exceptional workplace awards from Gallup, FMOL Health has built something people trust and continues to grow to meet the needs of the communities they serve. And when LSU needed a partner to care for its student-athletes, they chose Our Lady of the Lake as its championship health partner. That tells you everything you need to know, because that same level of care isn't just for athletes, it's for you, your family, and communities across the region. This is bigger than sports. It's about having a health system you can count on. FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake, and LSU. Together, we roar. Learn more at ololrmc.com/LSU, ololrmc.com/LSU. If you missed it earlier today, Jay Johnson met with reporters. Tigers open up their series Thursday against Florida, final series of the regular season. Jay left the Friday starter TBA. The Thursday starter TBA. Friday will be Marcos Paz in Game 2, and then Saturday in Game 3 will be Zach Cowan. Jay did say that Kason Evans is available and will pitch in some capacity this weekend. It's most notable, though, that William Schmidt was not part of the weekend rotation. Obviously, at this point, he is their best starting pitcher. They understand their path to and potentially through Hoover is with William Schmidt. Their path to regionals is winning the SEC tournament. It's single elimination. Like, you have to win Game 1 to get to a Game 2. So you want your best guy going, that's William Schmidt. So effectively, they'd rather take a loss in the Florida series, because it ain't going to matter, and have Schmidt available for the opener of the SEC tournament on Tuesday. So that's effectively, Jay didn't say that, but it's effectively what they're doing. He also did talk about how he plans to handle the pitching this weekend in the series against Florida.
I think in terms of this week, we've tried to pare it down a little bit, recently, of who's actually getting on the mound and pitching to give us the best chance, as opposed to matching up. This weekend may be a little different, because we're going to have to win 5 games in 6 days. So you're going to need more than 8 guys to do that. So we might get a couple guys on the mound this weekend that haven't been on the mound a lot lately, just to see if they can help next week.
I think there's 2 parts of that. Part of it is what he said, is getting guys to see if they can help, right? Getting guys some mound time. The other is to preserve the arms that you're going to need when you head to Hoover. So, giant, daunting task ahead of LSU when they head to Hoover. So, but it's their only path to the tournament. You got to get hot and go win the SEC tournament. All right, it's after further review. Let's talk about a final break of the show. Come back. Jimmy will be here for Auto Locks. Our Hump Day shows, as always, are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Lowest prices, never any contracts, hormone replacement therapy, peptides, ED treatment. They do it all. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. All right, final break. Jimmy's here for Auto Locks next.
AFR.
Brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. If you're hosting an event here in 2026 or already starting to plan for 27, remember Renaissance Baton Rouge. Renaissance right there on Bluebonnet near I-10. It's across from Perkins Road in the mall, kind of between the two on the other side of the street. Gorgeous, sprawling facility if you've never been into Renaissance Baton Rouge. The Renaissance properties are amazing. Everyone is unique. I don't know if you know this, but every Renaissance hotel around the country is designed uniquely to that market. So, like, for example, you go in a guest room at Renaissance Baton Rouge, the wallpaper, like in the bathroom, is like a Cajun dictionary. It's really cool. The carpet is actually designed as crab traps. So all that to say, Renaissance Baton Rouge is gorgeous. It's a phenomenal place if you haven't been inside of it, but it's a great place to host an event. If it's a fundraiser, a wedding reception, an awards banquet, a social gathering, board meeting, whatever size you may need, Renaissance Baton Rouge can host you. So call Allison Crump over at Renaissance Baton Rouge today.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Parrish, we bring the same commitment to your home that champions bring to the game.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs. Set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free confidential help now.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms.
River Parish Contractors, if you're looking for work, or maybe you're not sure that you should be looking for work, but after we talk, you will be. See, at River Parish Contractors, there's so many reasons to go to work there. Number one, in no particular order, overtime. There's a lot of businesses, a lot of contractors that want you to work but don't want you to work overtime. At River Parish Contractors, they got tons of work, and you can work as much overtime as you want at River Parish Contractors. You want to work day shift? Cool. You want to work night shift when it's cooler? Great. You can work night shifts there at River Parish Contractors. They have an amazing benefits package. 401k, health insurance, paid time off, the works, and you will be home with your family every night for dinner. So, interested? Got to call Big Jake over at River Parish Contractors. Log on to rpcontractors.com, rpcontractors.com.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Been a really good show. You miss anything? AFR On Demand is presented by Brett Golf. We had Brad Crawford in hour one, Scott Shanle last hour. Holden Mayo was here in hour one as well, talking about the Saints going to France. One thing left to do is find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Auto Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Spurs, 9.5. At over 8.5 with the Nationals and the Reds. Rays on the money line. Brewers money line. Pittsburgh first 5. You know what we call that?
What we call that?
Perfection. I give my guy like the big bells. What are we doing there, a little ding? I mean, freaking perfection. What do you do for an encore? Let's find out. Otter, what up?
Golf bell, huh? I mean,
Nah.
nursing home bell.
Nah,
I mean,
I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Anyone at the front desk? I'm sitting there like, can we get a raucous round of applause or something?
That's kind of a dentist. Yeah, that's kind of a dentist front desk.
When there's nobody sitting at the front desk and you need to alert them that you're there. All right, man. Great night last night. Congratulations. Let's keep it rolling. What are we looking at?
All right. All 4 teams have covered in the first four games, the Detroit and Cleveland series. Let's stay with that trend and lay the 4. Pistons -4 in the only hoops game tonight. Who's our favorite over team?
Nationals.
Last night. Let's don't overcomplicate it. Let's go over again. Over 9. Washington and Cincinnati. I'm looking at 8.5. Even better.
Yep.
Right now, no score in the bottom of the first. Who's our favorite team? The hottest team in all MLB to follow?
Rays.
Under the Rays. Let's go at them again. Now, I'll have to admit, I'm not crazy about the pitching matchup here, but until they lose a series, we are going to be on them. Tampa Bay looking for another sweep in as many weeks against the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston, Sonny Gray. That's the Musso's team, -130 against the Phillies and a rookie that may have hit a wall. Showed some signs early, but, man, he has had some rough goings as of late. Just the opposite for Sonny Gray. He is heating up. At home in Fenway, soft price here because Boston's win-loss record not too good right now. Boston -130. And
in game right now, it's $1.56.
Oof.
Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it. They're top 1 with 2 out, so we'll keep an eye on it.
Okay. And then we're going to ride a team that we said last night, getting healthier. They won for us last night. Let's keep it going. Big pitching matchup here. Mizorowski, one of the National League's best, -156 against an overvalued team in the San Diego Padres. And a solid pitcher in Michael King, but he's no Mizorowski for any stretch. So there you go. Three money line sides in Major League Baseball, a total in the side in the basketball game.
I know it's been said before. Can you imagine Paul Skeens and Jacob Mizorowski on the same team in 2023?
Yeah, Charlie brings it up to me often. Yes. Yes.
Man. So ridiculous. All right. Pistons laying the 4. It's actually at 4.5 right now, DraftKings, but maybe shop it, see if you can find a 4 out there. Over 9 in the National Reds. You can in-game it right now at 8.5. Rays, Red Sox, Brewers, all on the money line. Rays coming back at plus money. So get in on it. All right, where are you tomorrow?
The original walk-ons, getting ready for the last home baseball series in conference play.
Wait. We have any consensus golf picks?
Yes, we do.
Okay, hit me.
I got to get my bag.
All right, get your bag. We'll wait.
No, I got it.
Wait.
I got it real quick, handy right here. We had Ricky Fowler is one of them. Cam Young and Patrick Cantlay. Fowler, Cantlay, Young.
All right. There are your consensus golf picks. Anybody else you like?
Max gave Fitzpatrick, Goddard, Sam Burns, Patrick Reed, and Steph Straka. West, in addition to those common plays, gave out Oberg, Fleetwood, and Henley.
All right. I got Fitz, Burns, Oberg, Fleetwood, Henry. Did I miss one?
I don't know. Henley.
Oh,
with an L.
Sorry, Henley. Sorry. All right, got it. But the consensus plays are Fowler, Young, and Cantlay. So
Correct.
Let's get lucky there with the PGA. All right, so tomorrow at Original Walk-Ons.
Original Walk-Ons
All right.
on Burbank.
11-1, catch Hanny and the Otter every day. Thank you, Otter.
Good luck.
All right, thanks, man. Same to you. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. In the market for a new vehicle or a pre-owned vehicle, get on by South Point Volkswagen. You know where to find them at Airline just north of Highland, Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. They move more Volkswagens, which means they got a better inventory, better selection, and because they move more Volkswagens, they got more pre-owned vehicles, all different makes and models. So, you know you're going to shop online. Just pop over to southpointvw.com, spelled just like it sounds. Southpointvw.com. Go to the website. Look right there at the top of the page. There's new and used, 2 tabs. You want to see the new vehicles? Boom. Used vehicles? Boom. You want to narrow down your search? Year, make, model, body, style, price, narrow it all down? Boom. It's right there for you. Shop them online, then go test drive at Airline just north of Highland, southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? All right, been a really good show today. Thanks for hanging out with us here. As we always say, you miss anything on demand, catch AFR on demand presented by Brett Golf, podcast or YouTube. Just search after further review. Really interesting. Brad Crawford, CBS, was with us. Really bullish on LSU. We did a post-spring recap. He's got a piece up at CBS Sports, and he was really bullish on LSU year one under Lane Kiffin. He is not buying the whole Kiffin pump the brakes thing. The caveat is, he said what we, and I think a lot have said, a lot of that really depends on Sam Levitt's health. If Sam Levitt is not 100%, then all bets are off, and it really changes the entire conversation about LSU this year. You can be optimistic about what Landon Clark and Husan Longstreet can become, but there's a reason they went and paid Sam Levitt what they did to come here, and it was to be that immediate impact guy that's supposed to get this team into the playoffs in year one of the Kiffin era with this $40 million roster. We'll see if they can do it. All right, Paulie, what'd you learn today?
I learned that Cal Riley took a full uniform shower to end his hitless streak.
He did. Muse, what'd you learn today?
Wasn't ready for this. Matt, what'd you learn?
Kirk Herbstreit also buying LSU in a big way. It's not hard, Muse. Just look at something on the rundown and say something. People think that they can't afford $3,500 for a week.
AFR.
All right, we're getting on down the road. That Will Wade dinner, by the way, is at Supper Club. Last night, I went to Supper Club with some clients, had an awesome night. Listen, there's never a bad opportunity to go to Supper Club. Saw, you wouldn't mind me saying, saw LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark at Supper Club last night. Great place to see and be seen if that's what you're for. Or if you're just trying to go get the best meal you can possibly get anywhere, go to Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com is where you can go to get your reservations. They're open Monday through Saturday, so closed Sunday, Monday. Tuesday to Saturday. Closed Sunday, Monday. But listen, last night, they always have, Chef Layton always keeps some great steak specials that are not on the menu. Last night, we did family-style steak. So we ordered the Australian Wagyu and the bison, which was both incredible. And it was enough that the four of us all got to sample these 2 amazing steaks and all the sides as well. Look, go have the best night of your life. Go to Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. Look, back pain can sideline you from the things you love. That's why I trust Dr. Kevin McCarthy and the team at the Spine Center of Louisiana. Dr. McCarthy doesn't just treat symptoms. He gets to the root of the problem. From advanced injection therapy to minimally invasive surgery, they've got the expertise to get you back in the game. With 5 locations across Louisiana, including right here in Baton Rouge, quality care is close to home. Call the Spine Center of Louisiana or visit spinela.com and tell them Matt sent you.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.